Welcome to the Horror Hangout podcast where film fans watch the best and worst horror movies of all time and talk about them. My name is Ben Errington, and today I'm joined by regular co-host Mr.
Andy Conduit Turner. Hello, Ben. How are you?
I'm doing very well. You look like you've got a predator directly behind you, ready to
I
take
have.
you
I
out.
just leaned to the side there. He is.
Ready to break your bloody neck.
It's okay, though. He's not going to get me. By the look of his face, he's stepped on a bit of Lego or something.
Yeah, he won't get you anyway. You're not the largest prey on the planet.
No,
You might
I'm
be.
not armed. I'm just holding a pen. Come on.
Plus, a very special returning guest. Kat Hughes is a horror enthusiast, film lover, and reviewer. Welcome back to the show, Kat. Hello.
Hello, thank you for having me back.
You are very, very welcome. It's been a little while. I think it was Heart Eyes when you were last on the episode, so that's been a good what was that, February? So a good
Yeah.
Yeah,
nine months or so. How have you been? I mean, I've seen you in the flesh since then, but
yeah. I mean, busy. Fright Fest of various forms keeps me busy. Funnily enough, I'd Fright Fest August. I first night I went back sensibly to the hotel early, which did not happen any other night. And Heart Eyes was on, so I did watch Heart Eyes while I was at Fright Fest.
ah,
So
you did
it's
a
been watched a
little.
third time.
Your
Lovely.
resilience is through the roof, Cat. I can't imagine like you've been at Fright Fest all day on the first day. Bearing in mind you've got 4 more days of wall-to-wall movies. You go, should I see if there's a film on? Back at those.
Well, because the thing is, obviously, I watch 90 whatever percent of the films before the festival. So actually, at Fright Fest, I'm not watching films.
Oh,
I'm
that's good.
like hosting screenings. I'm doing media wall. I think this year I watched two. I did Jimmy and Stiggs and Influencers, which were both films I'd seen before, but I know the directors, so I wanted to like go in and see them on the big screen. So yeah, the main films I watched at Fright Fest were in my hotel room. So it was Heart Eyes, and then, especially for me, the Sky Channel very kindly did a full weekend of where there was a channel dedicated to the Fast and the Furious films. So whenever I was in my hotel room, there was a new Fast
Oh
and the Furious film on to
yeah.
watch. So I just spent the weekend with Dom and Brian. It was great.
Oh, La Familia. Ready. Like you've hardly left home.
They're nicking DVD players in the first film, and by the last film, are they in space? I don't know.
Stop Thanos from
One
getting
of the
those
later ones,
Infinity
yeah.
Gems. Yeah.
Oh wow. How did Heart Eyes hold up on a second viewing?
It was my third viewing. It's just such an
Oh
easy
yeah.
watch. It's one of those, it's very much like a Scream,
Yeah.
in terms of you can just sort of stick it on. It's got that comedy to it, so it's not like you have to sit and watch and enjoy the tension or anything. You just put it on, and yeah,
Mm.
it was a nice way to ease into the festival. So yeah, Fright Fest August, and then it's been virtual festivals and Fright Fest Halloween and
Yeah.
screenings
Fright
and
Fest Halloween.
events and
So sorry, Kat. I was just going to say we covered the event last week. You did an intro for Dolly and Affection as well. Do you have a favorite film from Fright Fest Halloween this year?
I didn't watch all of them because I was incredibly busy. Um, but I think Affection was the one that kind of surprised me. I guess it's always nice when Fright Fest have something that isn't overtly horror. This one's obviously a bit more sci-fi, psychological thriller, so I
Mm.
enjoyed that aspect of it. But yeah, I think Coyotes was fun. Primate was better than I was anticipating. I mean, Johannes
Everybody's seen
Roberts,
Primate. We want to see Primate. Everybody's
yeah,
seen it.
Everyone's teasing us who was able to see it live.
because Johannes Roberts is just, for me, he's a director who makes something I really like or is really, really terrible. And I never quite know which way it's going to go. But Primate was a lot gory. I'd be interested to see, so I don't think it's been in front of the BBFC yet. I would be interested to see what rating it gets and if they cut it down at all, because there is some gore in it that is quite extreme, and it's definitely like, if it the cut that was at Fright Fest, it's an 18. But if Paramount are like a 15, I'd be interested to see if they go with that, because some of the stuff was pretty gnarly.
I'm even more jealous now.
It gave me one death that was teased in Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein, but the camera cut away. The camera does not cut away in Primate, so it kind of
wow.
it ticked that box for me.
Oh my God.
These apes,
I'm racking my brains now. I'm like, what could that possibly be?
would you
But I
go
want to
so far
see.
as to say, Cat, is this now your absolute prime ape horror? Is Is there any ape horror that can top Primate in your mind at the minute?
I mean, obviously, I mean, it's not really a horror, but Congo will always have a special place in my heart for
I'd never disagree with you on most things, Kat, but horror absolutely is where Congo belongs. You see, we've done an episode on Congo ratifying it
Yeah, we
into the
were
archives as a horror movie
Andy backed us into a corner for that one, but it's a corner I'm happy to be backed into.
by Bad Gorillas.
I just I just appreciate that I've never trusted chimps, and I just appreciate that, films like and now Primate are just kind
Yeah,
of, making all of my fears valid.
Yeah.
I've never spent enough time with a chimp to trust it, you know? I think if I
Oh,
got to know one, maybe I'd be all right. But
whenever I
they can
spend
turn like that, can't they?
whenever I spend any length of time with any non-human primates, I always make sure I have a communications array with a massive diamond in it, which doubles as an arm chopping laser.
Big old
So I'm
laser beam,
ready.
yeah.
The second they look at me funny, I make sure King
Or
Solomon's
or
volcano goes off.
or have a banana. I've got a slightly ape horror story. So I
Go
don't know if you guys have seen the Daisy May Cooper and Charlie Cooper series on BBC called Night Watch, where they go and spend the night in haunted abodes.
I haven't watched it yet, but it's very much on my radar.
There is a monkey ghost. There's an ape ghost. Um, and they were throwing bananas like up into the windows of like this castle. Um, but yeah, it was basically a haunted Welsh castle, Carew Castle. According to local legend and folklore, the ghost of a pet ape, and the pet ape's name was Satan. It's even worse.
I feel like you're asking
Apparently,
for this.
it returns on dark, stormy nights and apparently runs across the top of the castle, back and forth, because it was kept there for like years or something, and then it just killed someone, obliterated someone. They call it the Barbary ape. Is that like an official type of ape? That's a type of ape,
I
isn't
think
it?
a Barbary ape's a type of ape, yeah.
Yeah, it's like a Barbary ape. Anyway, it was good. I feel like the whole series was good and it was funny, but this particular episode, I was like, that's what we need. That's what horror needs. It needs animal ghosts.
A ghost ape. I mean, of course, there is a seminal piece of creature feature cinema, Ghost
Ghost
Shark.
shark.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I knew you're going there, yeah. Oh my God. But anyway, check it out, if only for the ape episode alone. We didn't get to see said ghost ape because, if that happened, it'd be all
Yeah.
over mainstream
That'd
news,
be
wouldn't it?
behind anyone's, that'd probably bury the story of, certain emails being leaked. It'd be like, sorry, everyone, put a pin in this.
So
Ghost's
everyone, there's
real.
a ghost ape called Satan on the loose in West Wales. But yeah, it was responsible in the 1500s, so it's been knocking about there for a while.
You would come back as a ghost, though. If you were a little non-human primate out in the forest and you got
Mm,
taken to Wales, lovely, not the natural habitat of an ape,
no.
um, and then kept in a castle until you did someone in, and your
Yeah.
name's Satan, of course.
The man who owned him, his name was Horowitz. I don't know who that is, but
Satan Horowitz.
there we go. Anyway, check that out. Sorry, I jumped in there with talking about ghost apes.
It's fine.
What other monkeys are there in the not in the world? What other Because talking to Congo as well and Primate, there are some similarities with Congo and Primate in the way Ben communicates, isn't there? He's got like one of his little touch pads and he does like
Yes.
yeah. How do you feel about it being a person in a suit though? Because I know CGI ape would have been rubbish, real ape would have been difficult.
It would have been morally objectionable.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It would have been a little bit difficult getting a real ape in.
Well, they did it for years on the PG Tips adverts.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, yeah, that's true
We'll be paying for
actually.
those sins for generations. How
PG
many
tips.
bodies is Jeff Tips responsible for?
Is that who owns PG tips?
No, Jeff Tips is the monkey, is the dad.
Oh my
Their names
God.
are Jeff, Kevin. I had a fridge magnet with Kevin Tips on it. It says,
Oh
Kevin
yeah,
Tips,
fridge
are
magnets.
you as cool? And then, oh no, this is terrible. Chalk one up for misogyny. I don't remember any of the female chimps' names. Awful. I'm ashamed. I have to look
For
this up and
God's
correct
sake.
this right now.
On a podcast recording as well. I'm not going to edit that out. Everybody
No,
remember this.
keep one in because this is us being accountable, Ben, and doing better. Right.
Yeah,
Talk amongst yourselves
100%.
while I Google this.
Um, Any other screenings recently, Kat, that you've seen and enjoyed? Any you're allowed to talk about, of course.
Yeah, I mean, I saw Keeper, but I am under embargo.
Mm.
Running Man was entertaining.
Oh,
Got to see
Running
it
Man. Yeah, I've not seen that
in
yet.
IMAX. Yeah,
Oh, lovely.
it's very I mean, it's very different to the Arnie version because it's closer to the book,
Mm.
which is preferable because you can't really compare to the Arnie version.
Mm.
It's
Yeah, because this one's over the
it's
course of 30 days rather than however long
yeah,
it is in the
yeah.
80s
So
one.
it's yeah, it's the game from the
Yeah,
book.
yeah,
It's
that's right.
basically kind of like a survivor sort of what's the one where they have to it's on like Channel 4, is it like Hunters or something where they have to kind of like
Oh, yeah,
evade
yeah, I know
The
what you mean.
police,
people and
yeah.
so it's kind of like that rather than there being like a load of like gladiatorial
But you will die
hunters.
if you get caught, which I feel like they should do on the
Yeah.
Channel 4 one. Be a lot more interesting, wouldn't it?
They do it off camera, much like
Um,
they did in the 80s when they would just say, "Oh, they've gone to an island, they've won."
yeah.
Yeah, they've won.
Yeah.
Skeletons. And
They
that's
got
at the
loads
end.
of dosh. Bang.
Yeah. I
Dead.
mean, I was sad that it doesn't end with John Parr's Restless Heart because that's a banger.
Oh yeah.
And there's a distinct lack of Christmas trees. So
Hey,
it wasn't
light man,
perfect.
Christmas tree.
Exactly, exactly. There's a distinct lack of that, but Glenn Powell is, he's doing great work at becoming the new Tom Cruise. So, yeah.
Yeah. See, initially I was like, don't like that guy, but I've seen him in a few more things, and now this, I feel like, am I warming to him? I think I might be warming to him slightly, as long as
Yeah.
he's a good guy, right?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to yeah, unless they do anything wrong, in which case you never liked him. Um, but yeah, like I
And
am, I'm looking forward to seeing The Running Man. Like it's the kind of like end of the year, relaxing, lovely popcorn movie. Not relaxing, I guess, be dead stressful if you're in it. But
yeah,
but yeah,
it was
looking forward to it.
and keeper. You can't say anything, but it's not about a goalkeeper or a zookeeper, right? That's my two predictions.
Can't even say that, Ben. Embargoes are very strict.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, but also I'm the worst person for not giving any spoilers. Like my mum will always want to know like what's going to happen in a TV show or something if I've seen ahead, and it's like I'm not going to tell you. Like,
I
why
will
would I?
never
What's the point?
tell.
What's the point in you watching this if I've already told you? I mean, she does not, she does not return the favor because I came to Sons of Anarchy very late and was not remotely kind of invested in the characters because I knew exactly who died and when because she'd already
Oh
told me
yeah,
like 20 times. So I
yeah, that's
enjoyed
frustrating.
Mayans MC, the spin-off more because she hadn't watched that yet. So
But she couldn't get you. But she sent you literally the time codes for Sons of Anarchy.
pretty much. And because it was just like, oh, have you met so and so yet? Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, oh, it's so horrible what happens to them. I'm like,
Oh no.
oh,
Have you met this
okay.
character yet? Well,
Yeah,
enjoy your time with them because it's limited.
exactly,
Yeah, for a good time, not a
exactly,
long time. I'll get ready.
Ex exactly. So yeah, so she is just abjectly terrible,
Hmm.
um, with stuff like that. But no, Tatiana Maslany is always great. It's always nice to see, another Sutherland. So it's Rossif Sutherland who was in the Orphan sequel, Orphan prequel.
Hmm.
First Kill.
Orphan
Um,
Ah,
Colin
yeah.
First Kill, Clamor's Revenge.
yeah. But
Looks older than she did in the original. Hang on a
they
minute.
did their best. They
They
did
did their
they did they
best.
did their best.
They
They gave
did.
everybody else platform shoes and
Yeah.
didn't give her any to
Pigtails.
make her still look
That
young.
pigtails de-ages people by at least 20 years, usually.
Exactly.
Weird.
Exactly. But then non sort of work related, I spent a Sunday evening at the Eventium Apollo watching The Terminator with a live synth score,
Yes.
which was a lot of fun. And
Oh,
they're doing Terminator 2 next year, so I will be back to
it
watch
was a
that.
simp score, did you say?
Yeah, they had
Oh,
like they had
nice.
the drums, so they had these poor guys that were just like do 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 on the drums for like an hour and 40 minutes, like their poor arms. But yeah, they had like they had a violinist like doing her bit, and then yeah, they had like
Oh,
keyboards
yes.
and synth stuff, and yeah, lots of drums and industrial things like kegs and things to bang onto. So yeah, it was. I mean, I'm a big lover of both the Terminator films, and yeah, it was just a very fun evening.
Mm.
What are
Oh,
your
amazing.
feelings on the several attempts to do a Terminator 3 at this point, Kat? Are there any that have really landed for you?
I mean, there's only two Terminator films, so there's only two of them. Terminator 3 offended me within the first 2 minutes. So
Is it
The big
it?
star sunglasses that he puts on.
No, it's a massive factual inaccuracy. So I'm going to get my soapbox. So
No.
John Connor's doing his little like voiceover thing, talking about when he was 13, the Terminator came to help him. Now, Sarah gets pregnant with John Connor in the year 1984. John Connor is then born in February of 1985. For John Connor to be 13, we would be in the year, where are we? So 95, 96, 97. We'd be in the year 1998. And correct me if I'm wrong, but Judgment Day was in 1997. So I don't
Was.
understand how he's 13. And he's supposed to be 10. So the events of Terminator 2 happen in 1995. So he's a very
Okay.
old 10, but he's supposed to be 10. I think Edward Furlong was 13, and that's where the writers have got confused.
He's a very
But
old
yeah,
Ted. He's been through a lot. He's seen a lot.
yeah,
He's
yeah,
aged.
exactly.
You've been on the run
But
with cartels, being prepped. You'll age you.
that's the whole that's the whole point of it, because it's like Tim, he's played by Danny Cooksey, the ginger kid with the mullet. He is supposed to be like 13 and 14, but because John is so wise beyond his years, he falls under, and also John's this big natural leader, so he automatically like is drawn to this 10-year-old and just lets the 10-year-old be the leader of their gang, sort of thing. So
Doesn't
I
ram out to the
understand
police
why.
though. That
No,
old
No,
he's you know
he's
he's
he's an OG. That guy, he
different.
knows.
Yeah,
I watched a video the other
but
day of like the extra in the club scene in the original Terminator, and that extra in like the white and black who's like in the
yes.
background about 19 times in different ways. He's just like he's there. He gets a really long slow-mo shot that lingers on him just when Arnie's like walking through the crowd. He really gets his money's worth.
Yeah, but yeah, so Terminator 3 immediately alienated me. And then
Oh.
4, I didn't mind Salvation because I thought that Anton Yelchin did a really good job portraying a young Michael Biehn. I like fully
Mm.
bought that he could be a younger version of Kyle.
Mhm.
Genesis is just terrible fan fiction with even worse cosplay. And Dark Fate is a fine action film, but it's not a Terminator film because again, uh, in the opening moments, it strips Sarah Connor of the only of like the point of difference
Oh
between Sarah
yeah, why did
Connor
they do that?
and Ripley
Oh.
to their male counterparts was their maternal nature, them being mothers. And to rid her of that just then
Mm.
meant that she spent the rest of the film kind of being like a pastiche on like a drunk Bruce Willis character from like the 80s.
Yeah, that's a good
It's like kind of like wisecracking. So it just made me sad.
that's a good way of
And
putting it.
again, that opened with the Dr. Silverman interview from Terminator 2, and they edited the lines and they omitted a couple of lines. And again, just this Terminator nerd was like, that's not correct.
Yeah, they just like
Now, again, well, they just cut some of it. They cut
changing the
some of the
timeline.
wording.
Ah, okay, I see.
Um, they cut some of the wording out, and this nerd has seen those films hundreds of times. So I was in my head,
Yeah.
I was just quoting along. I was like, wait a minute, that's not right.
Hang on.
So yeah,
Well,
so there's two Terminator films. The TV series is fine.
Was going to
It
ask if
just
you'd
oh
mentioned
yeah,
the
it's
TV
Terminator. Oh
series.
yeah, I
Isn't Shirley
enjoyed the
Manson in
TV
it?
series. Yeah, it's like
yeah,
this. It's the
like
same.
Garrett Dillahunt.
Yeah, that's right. It's the same thing. Every episode is kind of like get away from the Terminator, hold up for a while, then get tracked down and run away.
Like the
Next
opposite of
episode.
the Incredible Hulk series, where like they
Yeah,
all
yeah,
drive away and the Terminator just has to walk after them really slowly, like shaking their fist like Boss Hog.
yeah. Our
Yeah,
favorite.
I didn't yeah, I didn't mind it, but the problem was it got really good and then it got cancelled. Like it ends on a really big cliffhanger
Yeah.
and then it just stopped.
Oh, I don't remember, you know.
Yeah. I thought that Thomas Dekker was like a great John Connor.
Mm. I think, yeah, watch the first two films, and then instead of watching any of the third film attempts, just
Watch
watch that bit.
Regan.
Watch that bit with Christian Bale getting angry at the lighting guy. That's it. Just that's all we need. Oh yeah, you're good, or whatever he says.
You could put the Terminator's face on that poor member of staff getting absolutely chewed out.
Oh, brilliant. That's like the only thing I remember about Terminator Salvation as well.
Gives him a heart operation, and You Could Be Mine is on a radio in a bit. They put on the
Oh,
road to attract the Terminators.
oh, they do. Guns N'
They
Roses
do.
get some royalties for that.
Get some airtime.
Why not? Uh, okay. Let's talk a little bit about horror news because you've already mentioned prior a particular sequel that is in the works, Andy, and it seems like it's official news rather than just
Something your auntie's
rumors.
posting with an AI poster. At
Yeah.
last. Meanwhile, actually, while I'm just here putting aunties on notice, there's no official news on a 13 Ghosts like series. Stop saying it. I can't read it one more time. Just
Oh man.
until I've seen like a Dark Universe style picture of all of them standing together saying, "We are the 13 Ghosts." Shut up. I don't want to hear it anymore.
I feel like we got stuck in Hocus Pocus 2 Purgatory for about 20 years on Facebook, and then when
Mm.
it finally arrived, I was kind of over it.
And Beetlejuice as well. I'm like, no.
So, Gremlins 3 confirmed. Um, being direct. Who's Christopher Columbus directing this one? We don't know anything else other than 2027. That's right, isn't it?
Yeah, well, I think they've even gone to a date, haven't they? They've said like this particular day on.
Okay, November 2027. So so in 2 years' time, we may be discussing Gremlins. Although we've never
Gremlins
done any
3.
other Gremlins movies on this show, so
Well,
we'll have to
we've
catch
talked a
up.
little bit about it in an early Christmas episode, but never a dedicated one. Maybe
Yeah,
the
you're
time will
right.
come. But Kat, as the only person I think I know, I haven't checked all of my acquaintances' wardrobes entirely. You're the only person I know that I've seen wearing a Gremlins like outfit, apparel. Um,
We mean
I've s-
it was like it's a dress with a pattern on. It's not you dressed as Spike,
you're
is
not
it?
dressed as Spike, no.
I mean, I have several, like basically half of my wardrobe is Gremlins, and the other half is Labyrinth, with like a few like horror t-shirts scattered amongst it. So
Hell
yeah,
yeah.
I have a lot of Gremlins dresses. And when I was in infant school, every single day for a year, I watched Gremlins 2 every single day.
Every
My
single
poor
day.
mother. Yeah, and I
Kids do that,
remember
don't they?
we
Kids
had
really lock in.
Oh yeah. I mean, I definitely did. I mean, I'm paying for it now with my own 6-year-old, but she's never fixated to the point of a year.
Yeah.
My poor mum, God knows how she survived. But we were one of kind of the first houses to have Sky when that came about, and I was being
Mm.
babysat one night, and my mum's friend and her husband came over, and he was really excited because it was like some big football match on that he was going to get to watch. And I threw a massive tantrum because I needed to watch Gremlins 2 because I hadn't watched it. I mean, I had, and I was going to watch it again the next day, but I threw a massive tantrum and got my
You,
way.
you you
So,
gave them the old, I've never seen it. I'm desperate to watch
yeah,
it.
pretty much,
I'll
pretty
never know
much,
what
yeah.
happens.
Yeah, yeah, that was me, manipulative only child. So yeah, I'm very invested. I mean, one of my cats is called Gizmo. Because I think Zach Galligan was the one that kind of like took to Instagram to like confirm
Break the
that this
news,
one
right? Yeah.
was true. And I don't know. I mean, I haven't watched The Secrets of the Mogwai show yet. I think it was on like Apple. I've not got
Oh
around
yeah,
to that.
no, me
Yeah.
neither.
I'm just concerned about how they're going to bring them to life because we're obviously in the era of like CG and stuff now, and
Oh yeah,
I
good
don't
point.
want CG. I think the great thing about Gremlins and Gremlins 2 is that they're puppets and
Yeah.
Mm.
they are real, so they seem real. You don't quite get the same effect with CGI. So um wait with bated breath. But I mean, since the announcement, Facebook is already flooded with AI posters, where it's announcing like Zach Galligan, John Goodman, Jack Black, Phoebe Cates.
Yeah, yeah, I think I've seen something like that. Yeah.
I don't think Phoebe Cates is going to come out of retirement for Gremlins 3. I mean, as much as Gremlins and Gremlins 2 were big parts of her career, I don't think she's coming out of retirement
They're
to
gonna
make Gremlins
Sigourney
3.
Weaver back a dump truck full of money up to a house.
I don't think she'd do it. I mean, I think she's quite comfortable, isn't she? She married Kevin Kline. I think she's quite
Mm.
comfortable enough living her life. Um, and I just kind of feel that Billy and Kate will have broken up by this point in time. I think, the
Yeah.
only way they can do it is if Billy is some kind of like sad sack. He's basically become like Mr. Futterman from the original, like talking about
Yeah,
like gremlins and mogwais,
he's
and that
become
people are like, oh,
everything.
it's that crazy old man again. And
Yeah.
then, Gizmo. I mean, how old's Gizmo now? It's yeah.
But I
I'm
guess
How
is
old's
yeah.
the
Gizmo at what at what rate does a Mogwai age? Are they ageless
They
immortal
are
beings?
yeah. I think they are supposed to like get into like the hundreds because I've read the novelizations. Um, but he's already
hundreds?
quite old. he's already quite old when he goes to live with Mr. Kim. So yeah. Has he had babies? How does a Mogwai have babies that don't turn into gremlins? It's yeah. I mean, I should really go back because when I was that obsessed child, I did write my own fan fiction. And I think I got up to like Gremlins 17 and
Oh,
just by that point thinking of accidents for how that Mogwai can get wet is really fucking hard. It's like, oh no, I've fallen into the sink and there's a glass with a bit of water. So yeah, maybe I should go back and
Warner
look
Brothers need
through
to
the
get in touch with
archives.
you.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
forgot.
I've already got them. I'm sure my mum's got them somewhere, you know.
I think, Kat, and I brought this up on the show before, you are the creative force that we need to make my dream corporate synergies crossover come to life. We love a versus movie in the horror community. I want Terminator versus Gremlins. The
Terminator
ultimate in
versus Gremlin.
technology versus the anti-technology. This is nature versus science. And the Terminators could be destroyed. Well, then it bloody rains, doesn't it? Loads more. What a time.
Ah, that's what we need. We
And
need like
just like jimmying open the chips and pulling the chips out
His eyes
of the
hanging out.
endoskeletons and stuff. Yeah.
Loads of like Arnie's going like, ah.
Well, I want to see like an Avengers Endgame moment where there's like, I don't know, 100 Mogwai and they're insurmountable odds they're faced with, and then the heavens open. Oh, can you imagine a moment like
And the
that?
heavens open. And then like, Gizmo could be in it and have him in that like big Iron Man suit from the
Oh, yes.
from End. You
This
see
is it.
Benny's on board. Look at the little glint in his eye. We've got him.
That glint in my eye is always there. A bit like when Gandalf the White appears upon the hill.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, what a time. Oh, but I
Mm.
like, yeah, I'm on board for Gremlins. I think like you can I am cautiously optimistic. I mean, it's a shame, it has took a long time, and I know it was because Joe Dante was very, very adamant in the fact that if a studio wanted to do it with CG, he wasn't happy to allow it to go forward unless they did puppets, and that was what was a stopping point. I will be a little sad to have a Gremlins film, less so with, Billy or Kate. Sad that we've lost Dick Miller and he won't be able to make an appearance
Oh
in
yeah,
that
of
one because he
course.
really
Yeah.
is the one of the hearts of that
Mm.
film. Um, would you see Corey Feldman return? Because he's little
Oof.
Pete in the original, right?
He'd love that.
Yeah. He is in the original, but I don't know. I mean, those Lost Boys sequels were rough with him in. I don't know if I could don't
I
know if I
heard a
could
little
do
bit
it.
of I heard a
As
little
long
bit
as
of
he could do a
Gremlins trivia
musical number.
recently as well. Apparently, and I haven't seen it, so I cannot confirm. So if you two have, is Kate's dead Santa dad cameoed in Beetlejuice Beetlejuice?
I don't know.
Uh, oh, what as
Apparently, I
in?
saw it. It may have been. I might have been tricked by someone's auntie who's posted a thing. But apparently, in one of the waiting rooms in Beetlejuice Beetlejuice, there is a man in the man in the Santa outfit covered in soot, and it's meant to be
Oh,
a Kate's dad
okay.
reference.
Well, that
The
sounds cool.
I mean,
saddest bit of otherwise quite a cheery film.
that's a hell of a reference. I mean, I guess whether Tim Burton like meant to do that or he just like let's have a Santa, someone that died as
Yeah.
Santa,
I
that
Yeah,
seems a more plausible thing. But
I want that to be real now. So
absolutely.
that is what I'm going for, and I love how they throw that back in even Gremlins 2. It says, I haven't explained to you why I hate Lincoln's birthday.
But it's like, sorry, we don't have time for that, honey. Come on, because she's like, and he just said, "Hello, little girl," and he was wearing this. Like, no, come on. Billy's heard all these stories just forever, and he's like, oh, here she goes again, more childhood trauma.
Here she goes again. Give it
And
a
I want it
rest,
to be
will you?
funny, and maybe if anything, what we've seen and a different direction that can be taken with like beloved franchise. Maybe some people are salty about it, but this week's film, I think, has shown me that it is possible to do something different that works. We'll see.
Works? Question mark. Interesting. Um, okay. Couple of other bits of news on sequels slash second season's been renewed. I'll do these two together. So Alien Earth is officially been renewed for a second series. I guess we kind of knew that was going to happen anyway. And Orphan Free is currently filming. So I mentioned Orphan already. Uh, she's back. The Orphan with Orphan Free. Is this further in the past? No, it's not. It's after the first one, right?
She gets her
Is that
head
what's
kicked
happened?
really hard.
What's going on? Because She looks like a child in the first one. Looks like an adult in the. Well, they did all right. Yeah, you're right. Orphan.
She's going to get frozen in the ice like Captain America, and it's going to be set in 2055.
Oh yeah, that'd be good, wouldn't it? Would you take an orphan in the in the Terminator franchise? I nearly said Transformers there. That'd be pretty good, wouldn't it?
Yeah,
No,
she's back.
uh,
Team her up
I'll
with team her up against Mithrigan, or they could be friends.
yeah, they could be friends. Are we gonna get the free in the word orphan anyhow? Is that gonna work? Orphan,
No, you're going to have it in the subtitle.
orphan, back again.
Now it's the
Um,
future, but the E in future is a 3.
and do we want more Alien Earth? Wait, did you even see Alien Earth in the end, Andy?
One day I will, Ben. But
Well. Kat,
Ben,
did you
I'm
did you
working
watch it
on
at
some
all?
other contemporary series that I'll tell you about in a minute. But yeah,
Thank you. Did you see Alien Earth, Kat?
Did, yes. I really liked Alien Earth. I thought the first half was stronger than the second.
Hmm.
I feel like it needed more episodes to tell the story. So I feel like towards the end it kind of felt a bit like it was trying to rush itself to get to the
Yeah.
point it wanted to get. But my mum will be absolutely delighted that there is a second series because that's all that was one of the shows that I'd seen before her. So she was asking me constantly for spoilers. And she was like, well, there's a second series. And it's like, it's not been confirmed yet. And she's like,
Yeah.
oh God, but it's going to end on a cliffhanger. And
To
oh,
wrap it
what am I
up.
going to do? So she's going to be delighted to know that there is going to be a second series. But now she would just repeatedly badger me with when is it going to be on? And it's like, they haven't written it yet. They haven't made it yet. It's going to be a while.
Hurry
It's going to
up!
be a little while.
Did
She
you write
wants to
any
know what's
alien fan
happening.
fiction, Kat, that we can refer to? Come on. We
I did do an aliens play when I was in primary school.
Oh my
Because
God.
it was a different time. It was the 90s. People didn't care. The teachers didn't want to do the assemblies. So yeah, I watched the Alien. There was only three of them at the time. I watched the Alien trilogy when I was 7 and became obsessed. And I was a
Mm.
drama brat. So teachers used to let us do assemblies. So we distilled the essence of Aliens into a 15-minute assembly, which was interesting. We couldn't make it too scary because of the little kids. So we had
Yeah.
to end it with like, oh, was it all a dream? But we we read the back of the VHS tape for our introduction, and then we started when the Marines arrived on the planet, and then we kind of left before any like the atmosphere processing stuff. They just kind of got off they got off the planet. Um, we had a female Hicks and Hudson. We were very progressive. We had two Newts because Newt was apparently the popular character. Um, we were so young
Double
that trying
new.
to think of it, yeah, we were trying to think of another amphibian like
code.
Newt. But we were so young that because we decided it was going to
Tadpole.
be Newt's little sister, so it was going to be a baby frog. But we didn't know that a baby frog was called a tadpole, so we called her Froglet. So we had Newt and Froglet.
Froglet.
So that's how much we should not have been watching the film. We didn't even know what a baby frog was called. But yeah, sure, let us, watch like stuff bursting out of people.
I
That's
wonder what
I
fine.
can't
Froglet's up
believe
to
that.
these
I,
days.
I now I can just imagine you like also softening the language for like an audience of like 6 to 10 year olds and being like, may not have been keeping up with current events, but we currently just got our bottoms kicked, my friend.
Yeah. Yeah, we did have a chest burster scene. So we had they went into the nest and we did the whole like hand through the chest with like a bit of like red pen on. And then at the same time we had somebody dressed in black who was on like some PE apparatus who then jumped down in front of the person that they shot out of. So
Very
again,
good.
I think for like, 7 and 8 year olds, we were,
This sounds
we were
amazing.
very
Is there video footage of this?
like it was the 90s. And because that's the
Yeah.
irritating thing, because it was like some like high school in America that like did like Alien or
Yeah.
Aliens or something for the high school thing and it went viral and it's like, yeah, we were doing it first,
We
but it
did
was
it
just a
all.
long
Kids
time
We
were
did it all
far,
a
this
long
time
time
ago.
ago.
far
So
more
yeah.
creative than me at this age. Cat. We used to
Yeah.
play aliens at school, but it was basically you would get your
Yes.
school jumper, you tuck your arms in, and then you
Yeah.
can make the fist come out. So I can't do it now while I'm on camera, but I'm going to do that before I go to bed. I'm just going to walk around the house, stretching the arm out of my top here, but it's going to be worth it.
Yeah, so
Anyway,
no alien fan fiction, but we did do like a Sweded play. So yeah.
I
That
feel like
sounds great.
that's a level above the fan fiction. You're involving other people.
I
It's
mean,
a
I did tell Gail on Heard when I interviewed her, and she thought it was both brilliant, but also was quite concerned that the teachers allowed it to happen because,
Look, it was the 90s. Listen, this out.
exactly.
I can now just imagine, like, the follow-up assembly, you in terrible trouble having shaved your head in like your PE kit, like falling backwards off the horse onto like loads of kids dressed as fire that carry you off stage as you dive
Yeah.
into the furnace at the end. The geography teacher's bishop coming in from the company. What a time.
What a time to be alive. Uh, There we go. And the only other bit of horror news I've got is obviously the Horror Game Awards is coming up on the 13th of December, and we shall be attending. It's the in-person event as well, so we're looking forward to that. One of the co-hosts, of course, is Ash Millman, friend of the show. So looking forward to that. Any horror game will get your nomination, Andy? Have you played any this year?
Oh, I've had a lot of time to buy horror games then this last couple of years. But I haven't had time to complete very many. So I'm
Just
not sure I can give it I'm not sure I can give it a fair shake, but I've been grabbing a couple of bundles with loads of stuff. Now I've got the Steam Deck, so I am going through loads
mm,
of things. So I will give
the
a nod to the one I've played the most, which was of course Dead Reset, which I've been having a lot of fun with.
Oh yeah, of course. Fatal Frame 2, Crimson Butterflies getting a remake as well. That's another horror game focused thing. Do you play horror games, Kat? Have we discussed this before? I think we might have discussed this before.
I mean, I used to, but I don't have time anymore, so they just sit on the shelf. I mean, every couple of years I'll do an Until Dawn replay.
Yeah.
Uh, and the I still have my PlayStation version of Silent Hill, the
Mm.
original Silent Hill
Oh
that gets
yes.
played. That gets played every couple of years, and then I always remember how much I hate the sewer sequence, because
There's
you
so
get your
many.
radio taken away, and there's those weird things that just like, do a lot of fucking damage. So, but I just enjoy Harry Mason. He's so he was just. I was so happy when they made the first Silent Hill film because I remember saying like if ever they made this film, that Sean Bean would be a great Harry Mason, and then they cast Sean Bean as Harry Mason, and then immediately sidelined him. So it was it was
You
I was
stay
really
at home while
excited
I
and then
go to Silent
really
Hill.
disappointed.
Mm. Those Harry Mason's footsteps in the opening sequence will always stick with me, I think, because I think I had the demo before I ever played the game, so I just played that bit over and over and over again. Cheryl, that's her name, isn't it? Little girl we're
Yeah.
chasing after.
Press X to Cheryl.
Press X to Cheryl. There we go. I mean, that's all I got for horror news. I guess we could talk about what we've been watching. I know you've just mentioned a couple of things you've seen already. Cat, that you can't talk about yet, but anyone seen anything in the last 7 days or so that they wanted to discuss? I mean, following on from last week's episode, I did get around to the Turkish coffee table. I've seen the Turkish coffee table. Have you seen the Turkish coffee table now, Andy?
Not yet. Not
Oh.
yet. I've been away at a cabin in the woods, haven't I?
Oh yeah, of course you have. As Zara said on last week's episode, it does somehow take things even further than the original. I'm assuming you've seen this one, Kat, haven't you?
Yeah, because the director was at Fright Fest, so I did have a brief conversation with him.
Oh, amazing.
I think for me it shows more than the original, and I don't necessarily think that I don't know. I could have done with I don't know if it quite works in
Yeah,
the
I
same
know what you
way.
mean.
And
Mm. It shows more, and I feel like it like it purposely like tries to take things maybe just a slight step further, I guess, especially with like
mm,
the final few moments, without over spoiling anything. But I genuinely did have the same feeling, even though I knew what was coming, and I feel like I knew what was coming when I saw the original as well, because I think I've been told that feeling in the pit of my stomach, and I cannot decide whether that's a good feeling to have while you're watching the film because it means the film's effective, or if it's just horrible. I feel like it might be the latter. I feel like it's like, oh God,
Look, oh,
I'm
he's in so much
stressed.
trouble.
So there's got to be something else to watch. There's got to be something else on, surely. Oh God. No, Turkish coffee table. Um, Sorry to jump ahead. I'm just talking about things I've watched, but I have seen the first 3 episodes of It. Welcome to Derry now. Anybody else?
I'm saving until they're all
I
ready.
see. That's good. So you can have a nice binge. Yeah, that's a good way of doing it. I'm kind of enjoying it so far. I think it's pretty good. It's not like it hasn't ripped up the rule book just yet. Well, I guess actually that's a lie. For one side of the story, it hasn't ripped up the rule book. For another side of the story, it's taken everything, and yeah, I won't say anything else. There were a few things online before the first episode dropped where I read and went, surely that's not right. And then I started watching. And I went, oh yeah, it is. So yeah, check it out. It's pretty good. Some good scares. I feel. And I feel like it's building up to that Pennywise reveal as well. Like the mythology of Pennywise is being delved into. I'm glad that they didn't just from the word go, just immediately go, here's Pennywise. There he is. They've kind of like kept Pennywise hidden away in the shadows currently. They're unpicking the mystery of what Pennywise potentially is. So it's good. It's well made. It's got a lovely, whimsical theme tune.
I've been hearing a lot about the theme music. I'm gonna have to dive
Yeah,
in and watch it soon.
yeah. Uh, anybody else seen anything worth
Anything
chatting
else
about
on your
recently?
radar, Cat, that we haven't already covered?
I don't think so. No, I've been kind of I've been doing a lot of rewatches of
Hmm.
things. So one of the things that I've been doing at the moment, I've been doing some production notes for a film that screened at Fright Fest. So I have been watching Human quite a lot. Um,
Oh yeah, what
so
you had a T-shirt on from Human, didn't you, at Fright Fest
I
Halloween
did,
as well? I did
yes,
see that.
yes.
I didn't even realize you could get those. You can.
Yes, yeah, it's on Stupid's Spring Store. They have both versions of the Roxicle t-shirt because during the film, let's say it gets dirty, and so it's they designed a second t-shirt that was a different color, and then they have one that ties into a director that they make fun of in the film, and then they have just the stupid films, and then the film opens with an 8-bit version of a game called Roxicle. They have a t-shirt with that design on as well.
Yeah.
So yes,
Hell
I mean it's
yes.
going to be screening at Soho or So Home Horror, the online
Hmm.
festival at the end of November, and then I think it's also part of the Grimfest online thing in early December. So for anybody that did miss Human at Fright
Hmm.
Fest there and is in the UK, there are going to be ways to watch it. But yeah, I've just been immersed in that film, doing the production notes. So that's that's kind of
Oh,
it for me.
amazing.
Having only seen it the once, it is definitely one that I am keen to see
Hmm.
again. And actually, we spoke to Matt. If you're listening, Matt, I'll message you in case you're not. But we will take you up on that. Getting you on. Matt sent some suggestions of films he'd love to come and cover alongside us sometime. So we'll start taking
I
off
love that.
those ones, Ben, as we get out of this sort of new release window that we're in. We'll get some more
Yeah.
classics. We'll get Matt and some other ones on. I've seen a
Amazing.
couple of little bits. Well, I've seen one bit apart from the film of the week. I was at Cabin in the Woods for the weekend, but apart from it being spooky
Any cre
thematically, it was just nice.
no creepy goings on? No.
No, oh, we did listen to some like classic horror radio plays as
Oh, I
we were
see.
away. That was fun, and then we made a little bit of a mistake because when we got home, we'd listened to them together, and it was quite fun and quite sweet. Listening to some ghost stories in a cabin before we went to sleep for the night. But then when we got home, Karen was going to take a little nap, and she said, "Oh, I'm going to go and lie down for an hour upstairs. Put one of those stories on for us, or you go and like keep the dog occupied." So I went downstairs, and then Karen texted me about 40 minutes later. That was a mistake. I didn't fall asleep. That was a terrifying one, and now I'm bothered.
Oh no.
It was about a lady who accidentally gets it's called Wrong Number, and she accidentally it's like a 1950s like radio play, like acted in that very sort of received English BBC voice, despite it being an American production. And it's like, you know, a classic like Hollywood actor style performance. A lady who is talks quite a lot about being an invalid and being stuck in the house, and she's trying to get her husband on the phone and getting the operator to phone and then getting her hair off with the operator, and then gets connected to a mysterious call with someone going, yeah, so our client wants to be kept out of it, so he has got an alibi elsewhere. You go around this house at 11 o'clock, kill her and make it look like a robbery. And then she's trying to get to the, I've just been connected to the wrong number, and like, you know, from the second, but it's just panic and inevitability about it, and it was
Oh.
brilliant. Wrong number. It's on the podcast feed.
Oh yeah.
1001 Ghost Stories. It's the very first episode
Oh, amazing.
that's on there.
No.
That is worth a listen.
No Necronomicon was
No,
discovered
no
there. No.
Necronomicons. There was just a lovely guide about the Cairngorm National Parks, which
Okay.
was very
That's
informative.
less creepy.
And I did stick it to the man by going to Balmoral, but not paying for the parking because our taxes pay for that bloody house. Took a
Sticking
stone
it
off
to
the
the
drive and
man.
went, "This is my bit." And then
Sticking it
went,
to the man in the best way possible. Not
yeah.
paying for the parking and then not wiping your shoes before you went in.
I didn't even go in. I just looked at it when I've seen enough. See you later. And to be fair, I didn't actually commit a crime. We'd parked at another bit of the estate, and I just
Oh
wasn't there
no,
twice
you're
to be near the
backtracking
parking.
now. No, no,
Well,
no.
I don't want the law knocking on my door, Ben. It's not like saying you haven't got a TV license. They'll come after you.
Please
Now,
maintain your bad boy persona.
yeah. Well, I'll do something else to diminish bad boy personas, Ben. Just, bit of housekeeping. Shirley was the matriarch of the Tips family, of course, Shirley Tips,
Hmm.
and their daughter, who we all enjoyed in the 90s seeing, doing her driving lessons and driving straight over at the roundabout and not going round it, but going over. Very funny. That is Samantha Tips. So they are the Tips family. And should you wish to go backwards to the 1970s, Ada, aka Choppers, is the grandma.
Choppers? What,
That's just a nickname.
like the bloody
Ada, you and I.
that Australian tattooed like madman?
Yeah. So those are the gems. The other things I will tell you, Ben, I've been doing some more listening, and I will need to advocate for this at every opportunity. But because it's a spooky one, I can cover it in Horror Hangout. I continue to listen to Sherlock and Co., the ongoing Goalhanger podcast, which is a modernization of the Sherlock Holmes stories. They're currently doing Hound of the Baskervilles for the spooky season.
Oh,
Um,
nice.
Possibly one of my favorite adaptations of a classic text. Such good narrative work. It is incredibly produced, really funny. I love the Sherlock Holmes series, and it is really, really good. Recommend it to absolutely
Hmm.
anyone. Emotional, nicely modernized, and that was something I was traditionally very against when they modernized Sherlock for TV. I was like, no,
Hmm.
no, part of the charm of it is that it is Victorian era. It's a really good modernization, and I
Hmm.
continue to love it, and it's spooky
Any
right now.
any fight prediction moments?
No, he doesn't do that. He doesn't do any fight predictions. He hasn't got the baddie from Resident Evil movies powers.
Yeah.
Um, but the only other thing I've watched, of course, is contemporary, ongoing series, right up there with the Alien Earths and Welcome to Derry's of the World. It is, of course, Friday the 13th, the TV series from 1987 to 1992. This week's episode, everybody, I watched season 2, episode 8, Read My Lips. Now, no prizes for guessing that this is, of course, about a ventriloquist dummy. It is all, all well tried and tested ventriloquists are very much slappy from the Goosebumps era. There is a man who is a successful ventriloquist but has quite a toxic relationship with his dummy, and the price of his success, of course, is that every so often he has to stab someone to death in an alley. No, not connected to the dummy at all. The dummy's just there, and he goes, "It's time to pay the piper." And he goes, "All right," and stabs someone just with a knife.
I ask you this every week, Andy. Is this all still happening in the same like city, in the
It's
same
all
like
still
square
happening.
mileage?
But things take a turn, Ben, because the man has met a
Okay.
fiance, and he is now normally a
The
relationship
man.
is a kiss of death is the kiss of death in the Friday the 13th series, but in this case, it's the relationship with a real person that's going to draw this ventriloquist away from this relationship with the dummy. So he's at risk. So he gets him out of the picture and he's committed briefly because he does go mad and get hit by a car. And another ventriloquist comes on the scene. A ventriloquist that the people owning the club call Kid, despite the fact he's in his 50s at the least. And he takes over doing the terrible murders. Bearing in mind this is a primetime show, his agent does get his head chopped off and stuck in a fridge. But
Nice.
the guys, Mickey and Ryan, they cannot find out. There's no ventriloquist dummy on the manifest of the haunted items cursed by Satan that was sold. How is this a thing? And they eventually find out it's because there's a little not a cummerbund, a little sort of pinhole that has been there, and that is what's causing the ventriloquist dummy eventually to become human and come to life. You know what the worst thing is about
Oh my
this?
God.
You know whose buttonhole it was?
Go on.
Think of the worst person whose buttonhole it could have been.
Hitler.
Correct. He was given it by his occult advisors who told him that as long as he wore it, he would never die. And I was concerned for a moment that the dummy was going to be some kind of Hitler reincarnation, brought back to life as a diminutive dummy, but it isn't. It's just that the magic was allowing this inanimate dummy to become
So not only have they got to worry
imbued with
about
real life force.
haunted items, but they've also got to worry about haunted items that could have a effect on another thing that turns that haunted as well.
Yeah, all that might have brought Hitler back if they hadn't been careful.
I'll tell you what,
And
that
it's
day where they cleared out that shop, worst day of their lives.
yeah, exactly. Worst day of their lives. It's a bit like that time. Do you remember, Ben, the time that the cradle that could keep that terminally ill baby alive as long as they drowned 7 people? The crib that was on the Titanic the day that it sank and became haunted as a result.
Yeah.
Oh, I tell you what, these guys have a hard time. But
Mm.
don't worry, it all gets sorted in the end. And in this case, after an exhausting few weeks, none of our three main characters gets into a relationship and falls in love with someone quite deeply, quite quickly, only for them to be killed. So it isn't a depressing ending. For once, it's quite a cheery one.
Are you still enjoying it, Andy?
Very much. I was getting a little bit jaded with how sad it was for a while, but
Yeah.
we've picked up again now. All it took was foiling a Nazi resurrection, and I feel
Yeah.
I'm back on top. Um,
Back
I'm
on
gonna give
board.
you I'm gonna give you the title for episode 9, in case you've got any guesses.
Okay.
Series 3, episode 9 is 13 o'clock. Now, Kat, you're a master of fan fiction, as we've discovered. If you were writing a haunted items serialized TV show, an episode called 13 o'clock, what would you base it on?
I mean, the obvious thing is like a grandfather clock, isn't it? And it's going to have a 13th hour. I mean, whenever somebody says anything about TV and time, I just think of the Erie, Indiana episode, The Lost Hour, where Marshall wants his daylight saving, so he winds his watch back and then ends up trapped in like a
Oh,
parallel dimension.
that's great. Yeah.
So that's, I mean, that's kind of where my head has gone now.
Yeah.
It's just the episode of Erie, Indiana.
I think I might do Erie, Indiana or Freddy's Nightmares once I get to the end of Friday the 13th.
I think Freddy's Nightmares might be on
It's on
Tubi.
no, it's
No?
on
Wrong? Got it
Tubi.
wrong?
It's on Tubi right now.
That's
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's what yeah. And so is Friday the 13th, right?
Is it? Oh, it is. It was on something.
Yeah.
Maybe it's on one of those things for free.
Yeah. We'll confirm what that is, but I think they're pretty easy to access now.
Yeah.
There
Get
we
stuck
go.
into them. But yes. So
Is that Andy?
you do 30,000. Evan, you're not getting away with that guessing. What do you think it's going to be?
Oh, I got a guess. We go and wrap it up now, mate. Come on. The 13th hour. Well, if it's not a grandfather clock, it's gonna be a watch. Would this would have come before Indiana, though, right?
Yeah, 1987.
Hmm.
I told you it's the most
Let's say
inspirational
a
series.
pocket watch,
Pocket Bernard's watch style
little haunted pocket watch. Yeah, Brendan's
that
watch.
may or
Style.
may not bring Hitler back to life.
Yeah, might bring Hitler back to life. Might bring Pol Pot back to life. You know, you know.
It might have been on the Titanic and might be to drown 7 people.
Might have been on the Titanic, something like that, or Bernard. Maybe Bernard's going to be in this. There's a
Evil
crossover.
Bernard.
Evil Bernard. Instead of putting a trampoline under someone falling from a ladder, he takes trampoline away.
Like the evil Warrens from the end, so his name would be Dreadnab.
That does sound evil. That
Yeah.
does sound evil.
He'd
There we
be
go.
spinning around in that mirror trying to get them all. Right, that's it though. Just the film of the week apart from that.
Yes, of course. Film of the week. So, film of the week is Predator Badlands, and that is a 2025 American science fiction action film. Let's put horror in tiny little brackets next to it. The ninth installment in the Predator franchise, is it? I suppose including the animated one.
Yeah.
Include
Recently.
AVP, it is, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, got you. Directed by Dan Trachtenberg, and it stars Elle Fanning, Dimitrius, Schuster-Koloamatangi in star-leading roles. In the film, Deck, a young Yautja, I can really struggle saying that word, exiled from his clan, crash lands on a hostile planet and must prove himself worthy of the hunt. I won't say anything else. That is merely spoilers. IMDb 7.6 out of 10. Rotten Tomatoes 85% critic score, 95% audience score. They're lapping it up. Letterboxd 3.6 out of 5. Some choice reviews from Letterboxd. Zoe Rose Bryant says every movie would be better with two Elle Fannings. 4 stars. Well, there we go. This really is the year of dual roles, isn't it? Oh my gosh,
Yeah,
it's unbelievable.
Michael
Uh,
B. and C. Jordan and Ellen M. Fanning.
yeah. Um, Joel says easily one of the best episodes of The Mandalorian. 4 stars. There are definite Mandalorian vibes going on. David Sims says fun and cute. Not sure I need my Predator movies to be that, but I just can't deny it was both fun and cute. And that's 3 stars. And Justin La Liberty says, men will literally travel to a distant planet and hunt an invincible creature instead of going to therapy. 3.5 stars.
Or they will do that to impress their toxic dad.
Yeah, impressive toxic dad. I feel
Please
like this
like
is
me,
therapy.
toxic dad.
I feel like this is kind of therapy for old what's his name? Deck. Bless him. Okay, so Predator Badlands obviously is very different to well, not very different to what's come before, but it's going more and more down the PG-13 family friendly action adventure route. I guess Kat, what is your relationship with the Predator franchise and what are your faves?
So I, again, like I said, I watched the Alien films when I was about 7, and then a year or so later, I watched the Predator films. So I watched Predator and Predator 2, aged
Yeah.
about 8 or 9. Um, I really enjoyed Predator. Predator 2 terrified me because I have a weird thing with invisible things.
Yeah.
And I just because obviously like the first one's set in the jungle. I mean, I grew up in the Midlands. I wasn't going to be near a jungle anytime soon. A city though, like the setting in Predator 2, that was a bit more tangible. I didn't like the idea like predator. But you would know the predator was in the building until it like being killed. Like it just would just kill you. So I was quite nervous of the predator when I was a kid. Like I love my xenomorphs, but the predator was like, oh, he's quite scary.
Yeah.
Um, Predators, I have a lot of fun with. That cast is just stacked. You've got Danny
Mm.
Trejo and Adrian Brody, and there's like Yakuza, and it's just I really like the premise. I remember me and my mum went on opening day, and we were literally the only women in the screen. It was hilarious, and there was a lot of men like because this was a few years ago now, and there was a lot of men kind of like, where are their men? Like they're here alone. They're women in a predator film. So
Where are there,
I
men?
enjoy that. I mean, yeah, exactly. I mean, times have changed now. Women are it's a bit more accepted that women can like these films just as men can enjoy films that are more typically directed at women. But yeah, The Predator was not good. I was
No.
pregnant when I went to see that at the cinema, and it was just like, oh, I left the house to watch this. Like I'm pregnant. I don't want to. I just want to like just wallow at home with the fact that I'm growing another person. I don't want to be like out watching this. I was so disappointed by it because Shane Black is obviously in the original and he's made some really good films as a writer and a director. So
Mm.
I had high hopes and they weren't there. And then yeah, Prey, I enjoy. Killer of Killers, is fun.
Yep.
The Alien versus Predator films are the first one. The first one's one of the only films I've ever tried to walk out of the cinema. We saw previews when I was at university, and my friend Corin, friends in air quotes, he said we weren't allowed to leave because we had to see how bad it got.
I wonder what you're going to say
Um,
then. That was the only film I tried to leave. Excuse me, you're going nowhere.
yeah,
You
no, he
absolute.
was.
Action Man Randy Savage was in the way.
Yeah, yeah, pretty much.
You're going
So
nowhere.
yeah,
I got you
because
for
I
90 minutes.
I've never walked out of it. I've never walked out of a film in the cinema. Never. Um, Even when I was a teenager and I was not enjoying Pearl Harbor, and there were some adults like talking, I went and reported them to the members of staff because it's like if
Yeah,
I've got to suffer this film, like
yeah,
they can shut the fuck up and they can suffer this film as well.
yeah. What are you chatting
So
about?
yeah,
God. But yeah, Ben Affleck looks great.
yeah,
They're watching
Shut
it.
yeah,
up.
They've done what? Oh my.
When did this happen then? They should do something about
exactly.
this.
But yeah, so I tried to leave. It was when the slow-mo facehugger happened, and I was like, the bullet time facehugger. I was like, can we leave? And Corin was like, no. And I was like, but why? And it's like, because we have to see how much worse it gets. Requiem, in contrast, I quite enjoy because I think it's a very silly premise of, this like little town being taken over. It's kind of like an arachnophobia or something, but with
Mm.
with predators and aliens. And but Predator Badlands, I'm in the minority and I didn't really get it, but that's because like my Predator is very much Arnie
Mm.
and Predator 2. I need, him taking down cartels and ripping people's spines out, which I appreciate that we get, but they're aliens and it's like different
Mhm.
color blood and stuff. So
Different color blood,
yeah,
not as gory,
yeah.
really,
I
What
is
did
mean,
it
you?
now?
I did go to the premiere to see it, which I didn't realize was the premiere. They just told me it was a special screening, and then we turned up, and I was like, "Oh, it's the premiere." So it
The
was a bit
premiere
awkward.
is.
Yeah,
You're going
they
nowhere.
Run
exactly just, just just getting locked in with these things. But there was an after party, and the after party had some very nice canapes and some interesting cocktails. So they had one that was obviously like predator blood colored, which was pretty cool. I felt very
Nice.
much that the after party was very much going for a vibe of if Predator Badlands had been a Predator or Predator 2, which was very jarring considering what Predator Badlands is. But
Mm.
the film disappointed me, but the after party, like food and drinks, more than made up for it.
So you need.
Always
That
in a
is all you
much better
need.
mood to have food and drinks. Now you saying about the predator blood, I'm gonna have to admit when you've made a mistake. I missed a golden opportunity to have my background being that time PJ got shot in the eyes with that luminous paint. The
He
time that
can't
Anton Deck,
see, man.
the times that Anton Deck fought the predator.
That'd be good. I'll watch that.
Oh,
Yeah, I mean, I absolutely love the original. I love Predator 2, probably up there as what I love about Predator 2 is it's set like during a heat wave, isn't it? And I feel like you really feel that. Danny Glover's pretty badass in that as well. I remember being like terrified of the moment. Is it when the guy gets killed in like an apartment? Is he like a drug dealer or something like that? And is that right?
big old gangster.
I remember getting like being terrified of
One
that.
minute you're
And
having
again,
sex in your apartment, and then, me, a child, thinking this is an intriguing bit of a video to watch when people's parents aren't in the house. Then before you know it, you had your head pulled off.
I watched that on my laptop on a megabus once, and a woman sat next to me was just watching it. Didn't even
Rubbernecking.
attempt to look away. Was just like, what are you watching there then?
Did you offer an
I'm gonna
ear,
watch this during the
offer an
sex scene.
earbud?
I didn't offer it an earbud. No, wired headphones they were, but would
Oh,
have
you
been
could
a
have
bit
just put
awkward.
your heads together.
Yeah, I
You
could have
might
done
have
that.
got nits, but
I could have done that. And I feel like so after the Alien Earth episode, which I did with Raddy, Raddy also his Halloween costume was an Alien Earth eyeball in his head, which I thought was great.
oh, I saw
Um,
that. It's a good outfit. I thought
so
you were going to
he
say came as the predator, just didn't come to the party.
he came as a predator for some reason, but
Didn't
he
come to the
didn't come.
party, but then occasionally just like PA'd in like a
Yeah, 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 yeah,
noise.
yeah. Exactly.
I mean,
Um, I like Predators. The Predator was like so it was jarring when it was a weird one because I think I wanted I thought this is gonna be all right, isn't it? It's gonna be all right. No, not good. Prey obviously is great. The animated
killer
Killer
of
of Killers,
killers.
is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Was good as well. And I feel very similar to how I feel about Alien now. Whereas whatever story I'm going to be told about these characters in this universe branching off into a side story or whatever, I'm up for it. I'm not, I've gone past the point of thinking it needs to be A, B, and C. I want this. It needs to be R-rated. It needs to be gory. It needs to be violent. The Predator needs to be scary. I'm kind of past that. I don't know why. I feel
Yeah.
like I was
I
a lot
think
more cynical,
we're
but
probably reaching an era where the things that you like, there are versions of it for everyone, right? And I think much like, and I said this, I think when Killer of Killers came out, that this is the most MCU a predator or a monster thing has ever felt. And whether that's a good or bad thing, your mileage may vary. And I think that this is an extension of it. But in the same way, I think comics are a great example of it. Like TV shows like Gotham were not for me who likes reading like Grant Morrison Justice League comics and things like that for my Batman. But that is Batman that my mom was really into. She was like, "Oh, I'm watching this series, and it's about like it's like a police procedural thing that goes through. They're the same. Like my mom was big into watching The Flash, which I had no interest in engaging
mm,
with at all. Doesn't mean I like the thing unless I just think there are variations of a theme or character. I think our risk comes that those bloody money men. They realize that there's more money to be made with a Predator film, which, we'll talk about my reviews on this in a little while, but sort of begins as Predator. We get a little, it becomes a little bit Guardians of the Galaxy, which, is a good thing if you enjoyed that. Kind of, I think my review that I texted you, Ben, was, what if Avatar wasn't boring? That's what this film is.
Yeah.
I think there's room for it, but you would hope that with this being successful, it doesn't mean that you don't get a scary horror predator
Yeah.
film where it is an
It doesn't.
action movie and a monster where we don't. Because right now they've made the real jump here where 99.9% of the predator's dialogue you can comprehend. They're not a mystery anymore. Like I understand what this. He's a guy.
Mm.
I know exactly what motivates him and how he's feeling. He's not like a incomprehensible monster anymore.
Does it also make you kind of feel like, okay, I get it. This race is very complex and different, and while we do have a scary killer predator who wants to fuck everybody up and take back his prize and take on Arnie covered in mud. There's also one who he's all right actually when you get to know him.
Yeah.
He's all right this one.
He's a little
You can
bit.
laugh.
He's
You
a
made a
little
joke.
bit. He's got a little bit of growing to do. I mean, we do begin in this film with, the code of the Yautja, which feels mad that was like the
Yeah.
most niche bit of trivia, and now it's like, oh, predators. They're actually called this race of aliens. But we open with like almost, they are prey to none and they're friend to none as well, and they have no bonds and no loyalty. The next 10 minutes about how two brothers love each other very much.
Yeah. Oh yeah, of course. Did anyone see Hideo Kojima's faults on this film?
No, what's he?
He
What's old Hideo got to say?
kind of put a big old wall of text out, and I was reading it. This film does feel very like it leans heavily into anime and comics and almost like modern like AAA games. So there's definitely like a bit
It
of
feels like
the
a game.
God of War thing, especially when we get towards the end. I won't say exactly what happens at the end now, but when we get to the end, I'm like, the game could easily start now, and that would be amazing. I want to play as a Yautja, and I want to have these kind of like sidekicks leaning on me. I just feel like that's for me that doesn't bother me too much. I kind of want to experience more of this world like that. Having like a protagonist who's a bit, he's a bit gruff and a bit miserable, but
I mean,
he's got a heart of gold, a
the
bit
plot of the
like
game does run like
Kratos.
a Metroid game, right? Like he's like at the beginning, he's got all his
Mm.
powers. Something happens and he gets fucked up and he loses them all, and then
Yeah,
he has to collect them all back up, meaning he can
exactly.
traverse the environment slightly differently until he's slightly better than he was at the beginning by the end when he gets to fight the last boss.
Yeah, exactly. I did like organic armor. I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah,
Anybody like that?
yeah,
Please,
I think there's some cool
please.
stuff.
Right. For someone who's usually a bit cynical about little cuddly sidekicks as well, please tell me you both enjoyed Bud.
I hate it. I hate it.
Oh no!
It's just again, it just. I know there was this big thing made when they were doing interviews about how, oh, the Predator's the hero this time, and I had no problem with the Predator
Mm,
being a hero, but I didn't understand why the Predator being the hero meant that then he had to have this motley crew around him. Like, we could have
it's
had,
funny.
we could have had, Predator, looks like Prey set back in time. We could have Predator taking down the Nazis. We could, he would
Wasn't
be the hero in
that
in
was
that in
rumored,
that
right?
scenario.
Or that was
I
like
think that was, yeah.
that was
That's one
like
of the ones that they've come out and said since that, well, we were going to do this. And for me, just like all of the here's what you could have had. I'm like, well,
mm,
can I have that now, please? I just feel that they're trying to explain away the PG-13 12A rating as a, yeah, but he's a hero. And so, but the hero doesn't mean that it has to be a kid. I mean, Arnold Schwarzenegger made a career out of being, a hero in the 80s, and I'm not sure how many of his films in the 80s were family friendly. Um,
mm.
so yeah, I feel that the use of Bud was so obvious where it was going. There's a little throwaway piece of dialogue from Thea where she's like, "Oh, I've never seen a monkey like that," and it's like, "Oh, I wonder if that could mean that." Oh wow. So yeah, it was. I spent a lot of time. My friend, my plus one. had a lovely time. She would die for Bud. She would quite happily just
I
lay
would
down
die
her
for
life to
Bud.
save that. Yeah, she
I
would
would die for
happily lay
Bud.
down her life.
Seeing Bud in a
Need to, he's
poncho.
got powers. He's fine.
So I
But
think
I was, yeah,
the reason I love Bud so much is because like something about Bud's face looks a little bit like my dog Dennis, and I call Dennis Bud. Like Bud's my little
right.
nickname for him, like Bud and Buddy, and so it felt like I was like, I can't believe Dennis is in this film. If he looked different and he wasn't called Bud, maybe it would have felt different. But yeah, I don't know. Something about it was just. It was. I understand. Like it was a little bit like it was in another film, like in a Guardians of the Galaxy. When you say like that, I probably would have been like, "Oh, who's that supposed to be?" That's a bit annoying. But I tell you, in terms of games, it reminded me of the Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order games because he's kind of got like a little bit of a ragtag group,
Yeah, he's got a little gang, and they're all
a little,
different. They got those different personalities, haven't they? He's a
yeah.
bit gruff. This
It
one's
reminded me of
funny.
that a little bit.
You're a quirky
Um,
robot.
the Weyland-Yutani stuff I think is kind of cool. I think Dan Trachtenberg's already said it takes place so far in the future that it's not treading on anyone's toes in terms of what's been established in terms of lore and um what
Does it
storyline
take
we're on.
place after all of them? Because the company doesn't exist in Alien Resurrection.
It does take place
Cat was
after Alien
Cat's on
Resurrection.
board.
Yeah,
You see, she
yeah.
knows you've messed up your
Oh
timelines again.
no.
Does Dan?
I think he did say it takes place afterwards, didn't he? How do you feel about the power loader thing as well? Because I'll tell you what, I quite like that as well. Am I easily pleased? Am I?
It, power loaders are never meant to be that big. I don't understand why it's that big. It shouldn't be that big.
Not
I
Hughes said anything. They've
appreciated,
been
I
working on that.
appreciated, I appreciated that they used the right sound effects for
Yeah.
the power loader. But I mean, whilst it can't be set way after the other films for the fact that in Alien Resurrection the company is
Mm.
different, it kind of it has to be set because poor Bishop, like Bishop is a
Mm.
torso at the end of Aliens in Alien 3. And, he's basically begging Ripley to kill him in Alien 3 because I can be repaired, but I'll never be what I once was. Thea, meanwhile, she can like Scooby-Doo kind of like headless horseman control her legs if
Yeah.
she's somewhere near. And I think at that point I shook my head so much I was slightly concerned it might fall off at one point, which again, just my friend sat next to me thought was hilarious because I was having such a terrible time. So
I was
it has to be set so far in the future to go
yeah.
for me to go, okay, Weyland-Yutani have done a lot of work. And I can see it being set within like years after the timeline of Alien Earth in the respect of finally
Yeah.
they're sending synths after like random dangerous species instead of humans because I mean, whose genius idea was that? Let's send one cyborg and a load of humans to this really dangerous place
Yeah.
to collect these specimens of these unknown creatures. That's gonna serve as well. So like I can appreciate some of the stuff that it was doing, but yeah, when there was just like legs running around and fighting people,
But the
I don't
company does
understand what
have to
this is.
collapse for in time for because it's like Earth military at that point because there are no companies exist. Oh no, Weyland-Yutani gets canonically bought out by Walmart.
Oh my God. Yeah, you're right.
They do an
That's
all-stock
right, isn't it? Yeah.
acquisition. Now, yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, that's right.
they are bought by Walmart. But now here's the I guess here's the thing. Usually, Ben, I will offer some kind of non-real expert opinion in saying I've never done anything like this before. I've never claimed to be. I actually do calculate ROI on stuff as my job. There is no way the company is getting any type of return on the amount of resources they're throwing after picking up dangerous species because every time we've seen it on screen, it's been an unmitigated disaster. Jurassic Park have got a better like safety record than these fellas. Sending expensive robots, getting them broken left, right, and centre. The losses on an entire space colony, astronomical, Ben. I can't even begin to fathom it. How have they lasted this long?
Oh my God. Yeah. Oh, yeah. But I the legs fighting, I don't know.
It's
I
well
kind of like that.
choreographed,
I
brilliantly
kind of like that
choreographed.
as well. I kind of like that as well. Yeah, I don't know. I don't
It's
know.
for, it's for the same
There are
reason we.
plenty of franchises where I feel I guess is my explanation for this. There are plenty of franchises where I feel like um really close to, and I hate it when they step off the beaten track in any way. But I guess I've got to a point with Alien and Predator where I'm kind of in there for it because we've had stuff that's like so bad, like the Predator, where I'm almost like, as long as it ain't as bad as that, I almost don't really care. But I'd like to see another a horror version of Predator again eventually. But you know,
It's funny. I tread a really fine line with this, and I did. There are lots of parts of this film that I enjoyed, but at the same time, in the back of my mind, saying, like, I get it, like I get this, and this is an enjoyable film, but is it necessarily the only way I want to see the Predator
Mm.
from now on?
Yeah.
And at the same time, then, but I also then feel inclined I should defend the filmmakers to the absolute death from all those people who are like, when it was first announced, based on practically no footage and anything else, just saying, what? A PG-13? Well, in that case, there is no artistic value in what's been created here, and
I
I
have
will
I have
boycott
seen
this till the
a
end of
few
the
people
earth.
say that, and yeah, it is like
I think like
give it a chance.
you have to allow people some rope to do a thing, and like if it's not for you, you can make your opinion heard in the way you review a film, things like that. But you can't unless it's like, hey, I'm going to do something that you morally disagree with in this film. Then by all means, rob them of your money and refuse to see it. But
Mm.
if it's just an artistic choice they've made, especially when it's a filmmaker like Dan Trachtenberg, who we've seen do some quality stuff, you kind of have to give some people enough rope to hear them out, right?
Mm.
And especially with what's come out in the first, who was satisfied with Alien 3 and Alien Resurrection and things when they come out? How many of these, the Star Wars prequels have had a great deal of rehabilitation of their image going on in recent years as well?
Yeah, I mean, I don't. I mean, it wasn't a Predator film for me, but I think the reason for that is because it felt very Star Wars, and I was not. My mum was letting me watch Aliens and Predator. She was not letting me watch Star Wars. I saw the Star Wars films in story order as they released in cinemas, and then I at uni, the guys I worked with were obsessed with Star Wars, so I had to watch the originals. Um, so yeah, I grew up in a household where the Terminator, Xenomorph, and Predator were king, and Star Wars was no, you don't watch that terrible film. So it felt very much like a Star Wars, like one of them, like the Mandalorian, as was mentioned earlier. It felt very much like that, which is not for me. And then it was
Mm.
also very Avatar and Marvel, and it's like we have all of these things. I
Hmm.
appreciate that we're doing something different with the Predator, but we are just making Predator now an Avatar or a Star Wars.
Is
Like,
This is
do
content,
something different,
right?
different. Yeah.
Sorry, I'm not trying to interrupt you, Kat. I'm just trying to, I guess, elaborate on that in saying, but is the alternative what we got with Alien Romulus, which upon first watch, I enjoyed Alien Romulus, didn't hold up so much on the second watch, which feels very much like a bit of a greatest hits. When I didn't expect it to be like that from Fede Alvarez, I kind of expected something completely new and gnarly. And apart from a couple of sequences, it is good. It is good. It is fun. But do I kind of feel more positive about this overall, which kind of feels crazy, but I don't know.
But, I think for me as well that it was the overuse of computer like graphics. Like
Mm,
even Elle Fanning isn't 100% there. She's like
yeah,
severed from the waist down. So there's only half of a person on the screen at any one time. And I think I struggled with that again when there's something like Avatar where it's a very similar thing. So I
yeah.
don't know. I feel there was a different way to do it, even to do it sort of like more family friendly. Like because the poor guy as who plays Deck, he did wear a predator suit, and then they went in post. They just went, let's just like give him a bit of a
Some,
glow up with all this
some of this
computer stuff,
in.
and now you can't really
Oh,
see him in the suit. And
yeah,
to
that's a
me,
bit
Predator has
frustrating.
always at least been a man in a suit. Like if it was a tangible man in a suit and a tangible, get a puppet for Bud. Don't make him get a
Get
puppet.
Jean-Claude Van Damme back in with the original Predator design.
Exactly.
Bughead, yeah.
I mean, he's small enough. But it would have, yeah, I think maybe if there'd have been a bit more realness on screen,
Mm,
even with the same story, I would have connected with it a bit more. I think there was just that disconnect of like, I'm just watching pixels at this point.
Yeah.
yeah,
I
yeah.
think there's a lot
No,
to
I
be
know what you
said
mean.
for the lo-fi things, and maybe who knows when we get this back? Maybe we have to wait for Predator to turn 80, and then once it falls into the public domain, as is apparently the law,
Mm.
you make a horror film out of it. Seconds, because Betty Boop's on her way, guys. Don't know if you've heard.
He is. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, come on, don't
No
make a sexy
more.
film. That's what. But never mind. But like, yeah, like maybe that's how these things become horror franchises again. We have to wait for them to be in the public domain, and then people can get their hands on them again. And I think, particularly with the inevitable spiral to one company owning everything, you know,
Walmart.
there is so much. Yeah, Walmart, Weyland-Yutani themselves, the true enemies of the people. Um, you know, there is like such a control and image management and asset management. You know, we've seen it, you know, happen in very public spaces with the ownership of James Bond recently as well, right? There's a lot of vying for control over where, oh, and I hate using language like this, like an IP, which is, you know, where these things ultimately are in contractual language, where they're going to be taken. Whereas
Mm,
actually, for film lovers and film makers and so on as well, how many of the great exciting movies we've seen come out have been unlicensed sort of independent movies that have had some really good ideas and really good stuff. I would love to be in a world where maybe there are some franchises, particularly if something new isn't coming out, that maybe some IP owners loosen the reins a little bit and allow some different people to make something a little different, and
mm,
maybe just, you know, maybe there's not so much money behind it, but of all the industries and all the genre types to be in, horror would be the one that would pull it off. If someone just has a little bit of money and the passion to do something, they'd be like, hey, I've made you a Predator movie for $2 million, and it's a really tight, focused, and cool thing that's in the horror space again. Because I'm not
mm.
sure whether you liked this film or not, that there's a natural path back to that where in the direction it's going. Maybe I'm being
Yeah.
unfair.
Yeah. Well, maybe.
Cat's on my side, Ben. Anyway.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, Kat's got lots of fan fiction for Predator. I'm sure she's written somewhere that needs that needs developing into a good idea. That is great though.
There was an assignment when I was in like year six, we were like 10 or 11, and we all had to write a short horror story. And basically all of the kids just wrote like some scene or something from some like horror film. I remember one of my friends wrote something, it was a scene from Predator. One of them wrote a scene from Candyman. One of them wrote the scene where like she finds like the baby's missing, like the dog heads rolling and stuff. And again, it's like who
Oh,
who was policing us? You know, it's like
yeah.
the teachers is their grading going, well, I mean, one, they shouldn't have been watching this film, and two, this is plagiarism. This is just the plot of a film. I've asked them
F.
to make a short story. But there was Predator, and I think somebody did a thing, and there was Candy, and everyone just called it like Candyman, the Thing, Predator.
Candy
So
bloke.
uh yeah.
Candy bloke. The thingamabob. Uh,
You've brought a memory back to me now though, Ben, the two of you talking about fan fiction. I I have done as a teenager working with my friend Greg, who is a comic artist. Genuinely, we concepted some stuff together and we weren't working in it professionally. We did some comic concept stuff to pitch to Dark Horse or something as an IP crossover, and I feel the direction things are going. This could happen now, so I'm saying it on a podcast so I can sue them for millions. Um, Predator versus like Riddick, like a Vin Diesel crossover, the ultimate convict, the ultimate prey, out on a planet with the predators after him. A little squad of predators all seeing who can bring him in
oh
for
yeah.
honor or for money or for all sorts of lovely stuff. Tell you what, you'd see a billion, Ben. You would.
You'd easily see a billion. You
Yeah,
would. Riddick.
yeah, and we genuinely probably on my computer somewhere because Greg used to do mock-ups and send them across to me when we used to talk about like comic projects. I think he's done a picture of like whatever his first name is, Jason Riddick and the Predator like facing off.
Chronicles of. That's his first name.
Oh, yeah,
Well, why stop there with Vin
Chronicles of.
Diesel? Fast and the Furious crossover with Predator. Let's do it.
It
They're
could
in
They've been
happen.
to
space.
space. Yeah.
Yeah,
They've
there
been
we
into
go.
space, and I genuinely believe, bearing in mind the shared ownership and production rights, if in the next Fast and Furious movie Sonic the Hedgehog turns up, I wouldn't bat an eyelid. I'd be like, oh yeah, Sonic's in this world.
There we go. Okay, let's quickly go through the plot for
Yeah.
Predator
Spoilers
Badlands.
incoming if you haven't watched
What
it,
is
everybody.
incoming? Yes, of
Strap in.
course. Cast-wise, we've got Elle Fanning as Thea and Tessa, dual role. Dimitrius Schuster-Koloamatangi as Deck, the Predator. Outcast for being a runt. Oh, God. Poor old Deck. Ruben de Jong as the Apex Predator slash father. What's his name? Mike Comic as Quay. And who's Bud? That's what I want to know. Rohin Al Narayan as Bud.
Your favorite character?
Some motion capture. Had some lovely yeah, I want to know about this species. I want to find out more about it. And the razor grass. That because that don't seem like a good idea for anything or anyone on any planet.
Who's
Razor
planting that?
and we got razor
For
grass.
B&Q.
What? Okay, so where do we start? With Deck striving to earn the approval of his clan, having a going head to head with his brother. Do you ever see this happens so much in films, isn't it? Where like an opening battle happens and then it stops and it's like, well done, you nearly beat me that time. I'm like, they're
That
trying
was
to
a
kill
practice.
each other. They're definitely trying to kill each other.
It's like, do you give up? No, chop that log, send you falling into oblivion, and that'll
into
be the moment. You
oblivion.
know when you're fighting with your sibling and one of you gets hurt, and all of a
Yeah,
sudden everyone's, you're okay. Don't need to talk to
breathe,
mom and dad about
breathe.
this.
This opening sequence, this reminded me of something like Dark Souls or Elden Ring, where you're like walking along the most narrow ledge known to man. And it's like fight this big bloke now. Well, I can't know where to go. I'm rolling around. So yeah, they have a fight. Quay beats Deck. I thought Quay's going to be like horrible to him, calling him names, putting him down, calling him a runt. He's actually quite nice to him.
It was like you're not.
God,
Isn't there like a bit of story where when you saved me from
yeah.
just Jack in the Box blowing up in my face that time, so I'm your mate.
You saved me from this, so actually, because I just think I guess the problem here is that there's nothing to establish that Deck is actually a runt slash not capable, is there?
Yeah, he's just
He seems very capable
he's
from the
just
word go.
second best out of these two. He's not like he's dropping it on the floor like what's his name? Michael Crawford. Like some mothers do have him, and the mothers in
Oh,
this later.
Betty!
He looks exactly like he does, except he's got like a red beret on.
Oh my God.
Oh.
See that would be character development because you introduce him as a slightly, just introduce him as
He's rollerblading around on that planet. Elle Fanning's character's called Betty. Oh,
just introduce him as being that guy and then character development he ends up becoming a badass. I don't know. Does that make more sense? Because at no point do I think he's not an ass kicking
yeah,
Yautja,
yeah.
whatever.
He's just the second hardest in that family.
And you don't get your cloak until you go through this particular.
You don't get to go invisible until you don't need to go invisible anymore because you're really strong.
Yeah, pretty much. That's like that. And so Deck. Oh yeah, so they go through like a little list on the ship. Here's all these absolutely terrifying bits of prey you could go after. There's this cat. There's this lizard. Unkillable Callisk that even your dads are scared of. Go past that one. And no, stop. Your background's just changed.
Just realised it's got even better. His name's Buddy Deck.
His name's Deck. His Deck. Oh my God.
Although that is PJ, of course.
Please check out the video if you listen to this podcast audio only because it's got what's his name in real life?
That's Ant. Ant McPartlin.
Ant McPartlin. What's the character's name?
PJ.
PJ. Blind. Did he actually end up completely blind after
No,
that?
only for a bit.
Bit blind.
He was blind for a while, but he got better.
Healed. He healed every time.
Because I guess as a child actor on like a low budget children's BBC program, asking him can you just act blind for the rest of your career? So he was just blind for a fortnight or so.
Yeah. So yeah, he goes
shot in the eyes with paintballs or predator blood.
So Deck goes, oh yeah, I'll go and hunt the Callisk then. On the
hardest
run,
monster of all.
I'll go and hunt the hardest monster that has ever existed on any planet ever. What's the planet called? Genna. Sounds lovely. Death Planet. Oh well, I ain't sure about that. I mean, and this is a death planet. We will get to it, but you couldn't relax there for 5 minutes, could you? It's like being in It's like being in Null West in Bristol. There's literally something on every corner that could have you. You know what I mean? The
Even
trees
the
come to
grass.
life.
If you're walking through Knoll West, you walk a bit too fast to the grass, shredded.
Yeah, they got razor grass. They got little frog monkeys who go who go hard. So you can.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm
We
enjoying
need
myself
we
too
need
much.
like local things. I guess get what I don't know. Maybe it's been gentrified since I was there. Castle Vale. That's where he gets sent.
Castle Vale sounds nice as well, doesn't it? Um, I and again, right? So this establishing, having a dad, maybe, and the dad and the brother be horrible to him and send him off, and he feels like he needs to prove himself, is enough. I feel like,
But no, the
but
dad
having his,
turns up and goes, "What? You're going to go off on an almost certain suicide mission? Well, I intend to murder you before you do,
I'm
actually."
gonna murder you and murder your brother just because he's standing up for you. I've realized
There's
I've
no
said I
way
like
this
this
society.
film, and I
There's
have
no way
just
this society buddy survives. Just killing each other for the slightest thing.
yeah. Um. So yeah, the dad kills. What's the dad's name? Nijor kills Quay. Well, no, he tells Quay to kill Deck first, and Quay does on the count of three. I'm gonna not kill you. He
Yeah,
thinks
if
he's
he
going
could
to
do
now.
if their CGI faces were capable of doing a wink, he would have done one at that point, end of iRobot style. He'd have been like,
Did you want more from like this particular? Because this feels like, even though it's like, oh, we're on the home planet and we're experiencing this, it still felt like a very sort of like segregated area. Just this thing happening in a cave and then outside a ship.
just in an endless desert, right? Why do they keep that
Yeah.
as their favorite planet? You can go anywhere in your spaceships. Stay on the
Mm.
worst place. Boring.
But yeah, Quaid defies the order, remotely activates his transport ship to take Deck to Genna. I've saved your life. I'm sending you to the Death Planet. Goodbye.
Unfortunately, you are going to be unconscious until you fast travel there.
Oh, do a slow mo. He fast travels all the way to the Death Planet.
Because he's been knocked.
Um,
He's banged his head in as he obviously sees his brother killed. He's banging on the door, trying to save him. But then as the ship takes off, he bangs his head in just such a way that he's knocked out until his ship arrives
I wish I could.
exactly at the death planet.
I want to do that every time I go on a long journey. Just punch me.
No,
Just KO me. Do one of those 4.5 hour punches. Oh,
yeah, next time I'm coming down to London for Fright Fest, just get someone at Perth train station to punch me with a 6 hour thump, so I can wake up just as the train is getting derailed in Paddington because I've not pressed a button.
derailed. Oh my god.
Now,
Um,
I'm a very intelligent spaceship, Ben. I can fly. I
yeah,
can navigate through the complex void of space, making through at sublight, you know, sublight calculations. Incredible, like complexity there. But I will just absolutely stack it into a pile of rocks just outside the planet
yeah,
and kill us.
yeah. That is unnecessary, isn't it?
But it's
The
okay
old
because his spaceship has the same technology as the Batmobile, and there's a little
what?
motorbike that can come out of it.
What is the planet they end up on in Predators? Is it the Yautja home planet?
I think it's just sort of
It's not
Jungle
the same
Zone
place,
1.
is it? It's not
Yeah,
Genna.
I think it's like a hunting planet, isn't it?
Hunting
Because
planet.
obviously
Okay.
they take all of them there.
Yeah.
So I think it is supposed to be like a separate thing. The young predators are taken there, like on a
That's right.
field
Yeah.
trip sort of
Like a
thing
stag party, isn't it?
to train. Yeah,
A field
yeah,
trip to
it's
kill all
yeah.
the most dangerous people from Earth. Hang on a minute. Who's this guy in glasses? He's just a normal fella. I reckon he's here by accident. No.
It's just Topher Grace, isn't it? Just leave him be, eh?
Leave him be. He's all right. Get the bloody Venom symbiote. We'll get him eventually. Um. So yeah, ends up on planet Genna, and this place. Oh, this place is stressful. Trees trying to kill you, trying to rip you apart. How's he got all his gear as well? He's got all the gear, no idea. Because
It's all
where
in the
was it?
bat
Because
cycle. He's ready
was it
to.
all on the bat cycle that he had, or
Yeah.
the little Pokeball thing that went? It was just all on there. That's lucky, isn't it? That's lucky. All my stuff's here. He faces numerous environmental dangers from the
Well,
flora
first,
and fauna.
all this stuff gets. So he gets that, and this is when he gets Metroided, right? Because all his stuff gets robbed by that thieving plant.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
I feel like he's going in all the most dangerous. There's like, oh, see this field with like these exploding horrible plants.
They're
Just
paralyzed, yeah.
just walk all the way through them slowly.
Yeah, but before he does that, yes, he gets all this stuff robbed. He gets absolutely because it is the season, you guys. He gets pantomimed of all this stuff. He'll be shouting at the screen, "It's behind you!" And every time he looks behind, he's going to go with his arrows, and then the like, the thing comes down and plucks another one of his tools away until he
Mm.
just has to have a sword fight with the plant and only to stand just out of its way. I was disappointed that basically his bow and arrow gets robbed off at this point, and we never get to see
Never
him
see
use
it
it.
again. Yeah. Yeah, that is kind of disappointing. I guess the main weapon's that sword of his, isn't it? Which I guess is it just a lightsaber, pretty much? It seems to cut through bloody everything,
Yeah. Legally
including
distinct
Mm.
from, but
legally distinct from. Yeah.
yeah.
And when he's going through that field with the exploding things is when he sees Thea, a damaged Weyland-Yutani Corporation synthetic, whose team was destroyed while attempting to capture the Callus. She's in some sort of like nest.
Do you like that bird that they fight there? I think
Mm.
that's its nest, and she's in there like a
Mm,
scarecrow with no legs.
yeah. How did you feel about? So I'd seen a few bits of trailers. I don't think I'd seen it in full. How did you feel about Thea in terms of personality and as a foil for Deck? Did we like that? Did we expect that?
I think Thea had watched a lot of Turbo Kids and wanted to be April really, really, really
Oh
badly
no.
because she's that same bubbly
Yeah.
person, like wide-eyed, innocent sort of thing. I mean, there's nothing sort of like wrong with it, but I was sat there thinking, well, I've seen this. Again,
Yeah.
it's something I've seen this before. Like, come on, Elle, do something slightly different.
Were we supposed to think that Tessa wasn't the way she was before she was rebooted? Potentially, she was a bit nicer, and then when she was rebooted, she was like the big bad, the boss. I
But
don't
do you know,
know.
she's always been blonder, and the blonder you are in a film, the more villainous you are.
I
So I
see.
think it's always been there.
Got a meaner face as well with the technology to repair anything perfectly. We see when
Scary eye.
you see, yeah, she unfortunately I can fix you 90%, but a bit like if you make villainous choices in Mass Effect, you're gonna have a scar here and one
White
funny
streak
eye.
in the hair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's giving Charlize Theron in Prometheus,
Yeah.
in terms of her appearance and stuff. She's given that kind of cold, calculating bitch.
Well, having sex with Idris Elba on Christmas Day.
And then not
I
running
always forget that
sideways.
Prometheus is a Christmas film.
Yeah. Do that. Get that tree decorated, Idris. Come on. Um. Yeah, yeah, but no, definitely, and I guess that's where that shared DNA with like Alien kind of works in a way, doesn't it?
And once again, Mother's amongst it and is not best pleased.
Oh yeah, Mother. I don't feel like they did enough with that, did they? Because having it like stylized as MU/TH, that's who you are. Kind of cool. It's just a voice, isn't it? That's pretty much it. The AI
Just their
representative of
computer, isn't it?
Weyland-Yutani.
Yeah, yeah.
All this time, the company is still going. Oh, the company's mad. The company's best interest. Oh, all this stuff.
If we don't secure some bioweapons, this Walmart merger's never going through.
It's gone wrong so many times. It's gone wrong every time. Do something else,
Yeah.
for God's sake.
Just focus on saving the consumer a few pence on their grocery essentials. Let them tap their pocket with that change there.
Come on now.
Do a fun Christmas advert, for fuck's sake, Weyland-Yutani.
Um. So yeah, Thea helps Deck by. Wait, what does she do? He
Throws the
throws a weapon
boomerang at
to
the
her.
bird. Yeah, and
That's right.
she cures him from being paralyzed.
Cures him from being paralyzed as
Because
well.
yeah,
I
the
forgot.
bird. Yeah, we didn't cover really. So there is a bird monster, like the first boss that Deck
Yeah.
fights on the planet. It's in a big field full of giant corn on the cobs that are full of paralysis needles. And what the bird does, it's hunting. And I like the way they built the ecosystem up. I think this is really cool. Like I say, if Avatar weren't boring, it'd be this. And the bird wangs a big load of rocks into the infinitely
Oh yeah,
regenerating,
of course.
exploding corn on the cobs to basically get someone paralyzed and then it just gets to eat you at its leisure.
Mm.
Don't ask how the bird would land in a field full of exploding things. They don't go off when it does it, all right? Just don't even think about that bit. They've got a
Yeah.
symbiotic relationship. Those corns, they know when it's the bird, all right? No blue on blue. So yeah, it throws rocks and they all go off, and he does get paralyzed, but Elle Fanning is able to. He makes a decision to give her a weapon, and she saves him and then cures him from paralysis.
Yeah. But she isn't half.
Yeah,
She's
she's halved.
half a job Harry. She's from the waist down. She does not exist. Well, her legs are off somewhere else, aren't they? She wants to be reunited with her legs eventually. But that's probably the true story of this film, because her legs are really good at fighting as well.
Yeah. She also really helpfully stops the audience having to read much more of the film because she's got that universal like translator chip that she can just put in and they can just talk to each other now.
Yeah, she does.
Everybody
She does.
else just hears whatever language they want.
Yeah, that's very clever.
There's no one else here. There's no one
Bit
else
like
here. What are you
when,
on about?
bit like when Tom Cruise gets blown up at the start of Valkyrie, doesn't it? And then all those German people start speaking English.
But now it just feels
Oh,
like Chewbacca and Han Solo, with Han Solo randomly just knowing what every growl means.
or Matthew Corbett talking to Sooty. What's that?
What's that say? Yeah, yeah.
It's got incredible regenerative powers. I should be careful. All right. What's that? Razor grass, Sooty. Thanks.
Oh, the bloody razor grass. Um,
Yeah. So basically, Kat, you're right. Like it excuses us from subtitles for most of the rest of the film, and I will give it points for it. I think it is quite a clever knowing, like in a knowing way to say, oh, yeah, of course, anyone else would just hear their own language, but I can speak whatever I like because I'm a clever robot. But don't worry, only the advanced models have language translation in. All those thicky bloke ones only speak English.
only English. That's
These
right.
EDF robots that we've got stands for Earth Defense Force, nothing else.
Oh my God. Okay, so basically they make the only reason Deck decides to take Thea with him is because he says, "Oh, so you're not human, so you're just like a tool." That's okay. Yautja can use tool.
Yeah.
I can use tool for
He does,
you.
he does some mental gymnastics to go, well.
Ooh, there's nothing in the rule book about that, even though really, like, why am I doing anything to the rule book? Because my dad's a twat.
He does Airbud rules. Well, doesn't say here that a dog can't be on the basketball team. So
Did you get help from a synthetic humanoid backpack?
no, she's a tool
Maybe.
actually because she's a robot, meaning that it's not an ally because that's actually like a tool. It's like if a
Yeah,
robot sees you naked, it's like a doctor. That's not cheating.
that makes sense. Talking of Airbud, Bud turns up in a bit. When,
And he goes in the air.
for some reason, they're trying to hunt this bone bison,
He's hungry.
which by its very nature, I'm like, I ain't going anywhere near that. We're gonna hunt a bone bison. Sounds like it'd have too thick a hide for me to even go
This
near.
is somehow the least dangerous animal here because even the bugs explode.
Oh my God, yeah, the bugs explode. So it does a good thing where it establishes like the flora and fauna as being doing a certain thing, and then later on, when our character Deck needs to make
He somehow makes friends with them, including
the bug,
the acid spitting snake eel things that go,
he
because you
gives it
fed
something
me
to
some
eat.
berries earlier, I am your friend for life. I will sacrifice myself for you,
He gives
Deck.
it something to eat. He goes, "Have one of them bugs you like." Yeah, yum yum yum. Now that little laser thing I have on my shoulder, be that.
That you've never seen.
Yeah, it shows him a picture. See that? No. Oh yeah, be that.
There's a deleted scene in this film where the robot is using her, Thea's using her universal translator to go through and say, right, snakes, you want more of these blueberries? You got to replicate being this gun.
Why? This sounds stupid. What's in it for me? Blueberries.
This guy's your best mate.
Yeah, yeah,
You die
yeah.
for him.
I genuinely thought at this point that Bud was just going to be like the most throwaway character ever. I did
Oh
not
yeah, because they're hunting
expect.
the bone bison because that's what That's what he wants to eat because he's famished, and this is
He's
when they
famished,
meet
yeah.
Bud, little monkey, like monkey cat.
Monkey cat with like it can turn into a stegosaurus occasionally if it
Monkey
wants
cat Stegosaurus.
if it wants to run through the razor grass. Evolution, mind, has done some serious stuff with the old Callisk because my God, right, Callisk, you're gonna be the biggest, scariest, most unbeatable thing ever, and you're gonna regenerate. Okay, but you got to get through adolescence where you look like this.
But you can turn to stone then. That's okay.
You can turn to stone.
You could
Oh.
basically, it's like playing army with kids in the playground. Actually, I've got a force field, so unfortunately, you won't be able to get through. Well, I've actually got force field penetrating bullets. Well, it's just unfortunate of you that I
Yeah.
can regenerate, isn't it, you cock?
At this point, did you expect Bud to be so integral to the plot,
Oh, the
Cat?
second I saw it, it's like you've spent money on this CGI. You're in this for the rest of the film.
Yeah.
Did
It's when Thea says, "Oh, I'm not familiar with that species." That, well, I guess we're going to find out what it is.
uh, Airhead me was just like, yeah, whoa, come on, Bud,
Ben looked
do
away from the
it.
screen to like sign up for a Weyland-Yutani loyalty card at the time. It was like, sign me up.
I was actually when they just got up and left after the little campfire and stuff.
He's
I was
booing at the
fuming.
screen.
I have never enjoyed. This might be my cinematic moment of the year, right? You can decide whether you think I'm joking or not. Bud replicating everything that Deck was doing. I loved it.
Yeah.
Brushing his hands. He holds his sword up. Bud's got like a little stick on fire.
He's produced from. He's like a Looney Tunes character. He's got hammer space pockets. He can pull
Absolute
things out of nowhere like an animaniac.
pure gold. And you know what? I find it hard to connect with CGI characters sometimes. Lifeless, soulless. Bud
Not
had it
Bud. Better
all.
than the Lion King remake, in Ben's opinion.
Yeah, way better.
And mine, to be honest, I haven't seen it.
Bud is an absolute legend. And Bud's term of endearment for Deck, I know I've skipped ahead, sorry, is gozzing in his face, which
Um,
I always find is lovely.
I mean, a question for both of you: best spitting in the mouth scene this year, this or Sinners?
What one was slightly sexier than the other.
Who would you rather spit in your mouth, Ben? No time to think about it. Gut reaction.
Bud. Oh no, oh, God. I should have said what's her name? Haley. What's her name? That's what I really meant. Not Bud. Bud is female. I mean, not it wouldn't matter either way. I'm comfortable with my sexuality.
Now Ben is like a Yautja. Now, as long as it's a female alien creature that spits in my mouth, I'm not gay.
It's just yeah, it's fine. It's in the rule book right here. It's in the Yautja rule book. Um, did you enjoy these bits, Kat, with Bud and
I mean,
Death?
again, it's yeah. If it was a different sort of franchise or whatever,
Mm,
it would have played differently. But I just found it irritating. I mean, and I've seen it. I mean, I've seen a lot of characters like this, through doing movies with Mummy. So it's a trope that I'm
yeah,
very familiar with. And having somebody like replicate what you do, yeah, it's really cute and funny in a film. It's not when you have to deal with a small person doing it. And it's like, okay, yeah, that's. Can we stop this now, Aurora? This is no, we're still copying Mummy. Okay,
Is that what you,
this is fun.
how do you break that cycle as a parent cat? You're like, right, time to balance my accounts. Let's undo a
It's
spreadsheet.
it's
How
hard,
much
and
would
yeah, that I
Chuck
guess
Chuck
it
is?
was true.
That's my
Yeah, I
go-to.
just nice. Yeah, no, I just found the scene triggering because it's
Yeah.
just it's too close to home.
We've all got a little bud who copies everything we do.
But before that scene, they basically have a bonding moment, which is why Bud spits
Mm.
in Deck's mouth because they chop a
I mean, he
bone
just spits in
bison
his
in
face,
half.
Andy. You've added the extra layer to that of spits in the mouth. I feel like you're projecting. It's just spits in the face. When Deck,
Where do you keep your mouth, Ben? No need to
well,
answer. Case closed. No. Before they bond, because they chop a bone bison in half with a big sword, which is fun, and
reaching for
then
the bone bison.
yeah, after he pulls the bone bison's lungs out, Fortunately, their celebration is short-lived because Starro, like a big, massive starfish monster with a big, long tongue, like those
Yeah,
baddies
this
from
was a bit.
Half-Life, try to slurp them up,
Yeah,
but they get saved by Bud and its ability to turn to stone
to stop
or a
the bot. I
Metroid
forgot.
Prime
I
Morph
completely
Ball.
forgot about this. It feels like this whole set piece is like built around the bone bison, and then they just went, and this.
And there's monsters here.
Whoa, hey,
Lamplighter.
that's
There's
too
some.
much.
Yeah, there's another big monster there that they fight and they drop a tree on.
Yeah,
So they don't go in the razor grass.
yeah.
And then they're mates now, and they're all eating, and they have this moment where,
They have a lovely
um,
barbecue together.
yeah, Deck offers Thea some barbecue, but then
She
sort of
goes, no need.
hesitantly offers some to Bud as well.
Even if Thea did eat, got no stomach. Where's she got a stomach? Where's she cut off from?
Not got legs.
Not
That's
got
all. She's got a
legs. That's
tummy.
it. She's got a tummy, so that's fine.
Um,
But yeah, Bud has a little bit of food, and then marks Deck with its spittle. And then we see Tessa get reactivated. But so basically, Thea explains her relationship with Tessa and what happened to them
and
and
for the
why she
first
ended
time
up.
as a hyper intelligent robot, theorizes over the concept of having a sister. Surely
Surely,
that you already knew.
yeah. Come on, grow up. And the end, and we see Tessa, she's pretty worse for wear. She's not in half, but she's been scratched up. She gets reactivated, and that's when she begins tracking Dex. It says Dex group here, but I guess that's what it is now, isn't it? It's a trio. It's the atomic kitten of the Yutani of the the Yautja universe.
Of
Which one's
those
Deck?
three, which one's Kerry
Katona.
Katona?
Yeah, it's Deck. It's Deck.
The main one.
Actually, it might be Bud. I reckon if you meet Kerry Katona in the flesh, she'll spit in your face to mark you.
I reckon. So you reckon Bud is Kerry Katona, and then I guess Liz is Deck.
Which one's like got a temper?
I
The
don't know.
redhead one.
I don't want to
The
cast
redhead
any
one,
dispersions
probably.
on any member of Atomic Kitten. I'm sure they're all nice.
Natasha. Okay. So after discovering the remains of her team, so this is when they get to the again. This feels like final boss area, doesn't it? When they get to the place where the Kalisk attacked them, tore apart all of her teammates. Not teammates, just those men in ponchos, those fellas. They love a poncho, Weyland-Yutani, don't they? They love it. Like there's people in ponchos in Prometheus all the time, right?
Well, if you're a company trying to produce branded merch, something that
Yeah,
fits everyone regardless of size is going to be handy, isn't it?
that's true. Keeps you dry. Um, Thea starts activating the old
The leg
sew me back,
sewer.
sew me back together, will you? Takes a while though. And this is when the Kalisk turns up. And how can we describe the Kalisk? A big
space, big
lion
space
man
lion,
with a weird mouth that opens up,
big
almost
space lion dragon.
like big space lion dragon. With any time you chop off an appendage, it connects itself. Chop off its head and then leg it with the head, because surely that thing is gonna. It only has a certain reach,
A
right?
certain range, yeah. It has got a weakness though. We'll find out that in a minute.
Yeah, it doesn't. Was that a weakness? Does that count as a weakness? Oh yeah, it
I mean, it's a
does.
weakness that you or I would have as well, I suppose, but it's a unique weakness for something that can
Okay, I see what you
stitch
mean.
its head back on.
Again, Deck proves himself to be very capable in any sense. Because you got to think like, his dad's scared of this thing apparently. Oh, your dad. But there's not really any point in this battle with the unkillable, terrifying creature that Deck hasn't got the upper hand, right? He chops off tail, he chops off head.
There's a bit when it like when he's got a shield out of door and it just takes it off and just whizzes it away into the
Yeah.
distance.
But it's all pretty good. He does use a pulse rifle as well. Or Deck.
Yes. So Thea gets the gun out and does it, and then Deck has it in his tiny in his little hand. He just shoots it in the face a bit.
Is that cool? Do we like that? Or do we think
Cat's got
yeah.
feelings on this. What do you think of the weapon used, Cat?
That I mean, it's obviously it's nice. It's nice sort of fan service, isn't it? But yeah, it's to say this is supposed to be this big unkillable thing. I mean, yeah, he doesn't kill it, but he's holding his own quite well.
I mean, he does win, doesn't he? That's the thing. Like, I say, if you chop someone's head off, regardless of whether the head grows back, you win.
Yeah.
I win.
If it
Right,
was
all
on
right, your head's grown
points,
back.
then you'd have won that round, but it does come back and immediately defeat him. It's a bit like the whole one-sided, like the Kong versus Godzilla when we had that combat a couple of years
Yeah.
ago, where basically poor old King Kong absolutely obliterated. Then he has one win because he does trip Godzilla over for that minute, and it's like, I've bloody done it. Before Godzilla goes,
I've
let
bloody
me
done it,
hit
and
you
Godzilla
so
gets
hard
up.
that your heart stops.
Oh God.
But yeah, that happens basically. The creature comes back, Deck is defeated, but then he goes, hang on a minute. You smell of goss from you've been marked by what turns out is my baby. So actually you're all right in my book.
I feel like Bud's not a baby.
He's
Bud's
got Sniper Wolf's handkerchief in his pocket, and then it's like, oh, okay.
we smell lovely. Um, yeah, I mean, how can Bud? You know, when you're trying to think, is it believable that Bud is like really the offspring of this massive thing? Because I feel like Bud's seen some shit. Bud's got this like world weary attitude for life. Like, I don't know,
Well, I feel
thinks no
like this
shit.
isn't a natural life cycle. I feel these creatures evolve like Pokemon. We see a middle stage at the very end. That's
Mm.
the final form. This is the baby that's just hatched out of the egg.
Oh, you're cute. You can come with us. You can get in a spaceship. It'd be great. Sorry,
Give that to
what
a 10
size
year
do you
old as
grow
its
to?
starter, and then by the time you get to the Elite Four at the end, you got that behemoth with you.
Did you already saw this coming, the cat? Because I didn't. What's
Yeah,
wrong with
it
me?
was just when Thea says,
Oh,
because
it's
obviously she makes this big grandiose speech about how she knows all of the flora and fauna and everything on this planet, and then suddenly she's like, oh, I don't know that one, and then they start talking about the
yeah.
callus and stuff. It's like, well, I wonder, and then obviously as soon as she sends Deck, it's like, oh no, I recognize it. Oh well.
Yeah.
Because surely there's more than two of these creatures on this planet
Yeah.
if they are, so unkillable. It
Where's
could
the
have been marked,
daddy?
but it could have been marked by a rival Kalisk. It's
Mm.
just a little bit too convenient.
Yeah.
Yeah. You've been
Unfortunately,
marked
you have
by my baby.
the rest of the rest of the team turn up, and having found Deck's base with all of his, they've gone into sort of the plant nest and got all of his other gear out. They go, oh, what's this? Freeze bombs. This will come in handy.
This will come in handy. So that Kalisk, which completely obliterated our unit before, now we can easily take it down with freeze bomb, and they capture the Kalisk,
We
capture
capture it in
Deck
one, and Deck at the same time. He also
and
gets
Deck. Yeah.
frozen.
Yeah. So when they awake, Deck's like getting experimented on by Tessa, who so what's she trying to do to him at this point? Just oh yeah, because she says about him being not a good specimen or something, doesn't she?
Oh,
She says that to
you're
Mother.
rubbish.
You're rubbish, you as a specimen. You're a runt. I
And
just saw
I've
him
read all
bite the
Thea's notes.
Kalisk.
I've read all Thea's notes saying you're the worst one.
Yeah, saying yeah. Um
It's turning around to him, just laughing. What are you laughing at? Oh, just reading this about you.
she said he's a runt and he stinks.
Yeah. What's this? Number one, daddy issues. All right.
Yeah. Um I think yeah. So Thea, is it Thea? Thea, isn't it? She intervenes. Tessa says, "You're weak because you've got emotions." Now, I mean, there's a lot of that in this film, isn't there? There's a lot of that. Like, you're not a very good predator because you've got emotions. You're not a very good sympathetic because you've
Robot.
got emotions. Yeah, I mean, everybody needs to just
Yeah,
look
the
to
only person
Bud.
that's got their head screwed on in this world is the buddy Kalisk.
Yeah,
You
Callus
like
was
someone, you
sorted.
spit in their face and be done with it.
That's it, isn't it? That's
Yeah.
it. And everyone knows, all of your mates, other Kalisks, know that you don't mess with that one because they're deserving of a spit in
But
the face.
what I will say, everybody, is normally I'd save this for the sign off at the end, but in the trying times that we find ourselves in right now, we can't afford to be so emotionally repressed. If you find someone and you really care about them, maybe go up to a friend who maybe you haven't expressed this to before in your life. properly spit in their mouth. They'll know.
They will
Thank,
know.
and they'll thank you for it.
And I would say spit in the face of people you don't like, but I might get you in trouble.
You don't want to mark them.
No, you don't want to mark them.
What if your mom meets them later in the day and they're about to kill him and they go, "Hang on, my son spit in your face."
Yeah. Um. So Thea gets like Tessa's like deactivate her. She's an half anyway. She's faulty goods.
And you and all these identical lads, you go in and like interrogate, even though
Oh,
you can't speak to him because you haven't got the language pack installed.
who
You
are these
interrogate him about how his
identical
toys work.
lads? They look like someone out of Geordie Shore. These guys, all the same. They all got the same short back and sides. They all got the same tan. They're all wearing the same poncho. I mean, that's not really to do with it,
Same
but
Burton menswear outfit.
I reckon if any of them open their mouths, it'd be Geordie. Comes out.
And of course, it's Deck.
It comes from Deck. That is it.
These are the ants.
That is the DNA that
And
runs
there's loads of
through
them. They all work together. Ants is what these are. Loads of these
Ants
Ant
and Deck.
McPartlands.
He can't see, man. Um, and what Fog on the Tyne is the song that plays over the end credit.
Mother turns out to be Gaza the whole time. Or Jeff from the Grove.
Gaza, the old times. Oh
Spuggy.
God.
Right,
Oh,
so
got tears.
um they're gonna pack the Callisk up because it's got great regenerative properties.
Yeah. So they think like that's gonna save, well, not save the human race, but it's gonna be good for the human race.
Yeah, probably
Everyone-
gonna make Guy Pearce young again, isn't it? In the future, long after he's died in Prometheus.
Hello, all right, engineer. Nice to meet you. Head
Hang
off.
on. Did the
Oh
engineer
no.
pull his head off? That's exactly. Our founder of the company got in trouble once when an engineer ripped his head off that time.
Yeah.
And ever since that, all of our CEOs have been absolutely clamoring to be unhead pull offable while using the Callisk's DNA. We'll be able to make a new, better CEO. If you pull the head off, it'll grow straight back.
Ah, yes. I win.
Oh, yes. And now to the next PowerPoint slide I had.
This is like thousands of years after Prometheus as well. Or, well, actually, how long? I don't know.
They still haven't got rid of it. The one time a company hasn't reprioritized a project before it was finished, it was the Guy Pearce cure for getting your head pulled off
Yeah.
like a jelly baby. So they're gonna ship the Callus back,
Yeah.
and they'll leave the ants to interrogate Deck, and Thea is able to say, "What are you doing talking his language?" And he goes, "Oh, duh, I'm asking him about how to use these toys,
How
how
do
to
you use
use
your
all his
little
weapons."
toys?
He goes, "As you use this then?" He goes, "I'll tell him it's a map. It's actually a toy.
It's
How do
actually
you
a
use it?"
child's toy, they say. It's actually a kid's toy. Just get it for them for Christmas. They love it. What does it do? Explodes.
Blow your face off.
Blows your bloody face off. Deck like manages to get out, leaps out of the back of the truck. And this is basically where Deck goes, well, that's not it now. He still wants to get the Callisk, doesn't he? So he goes, I'm going to use all the resources of Genna that I have met so far and make my own organic weapons, including organic bone bison armor.
Well, he finds his brother's mask first, doesn't he? And he has like some memories caught between the
Oh,
pages of his
God,
heart.
yeah, I forgot about that bit, yeah.
And then he goes, "No, not these misty watercolored memories. I'm going to find my own way in this world by building his organic arsenal of venomous acid snake
Yeah.
and bone armor. What else does he have?
The bug bombs,
Bug bombs.
little bug
Yeah.
C4.
Just the entire flora and fauna. Happy to
I mean, he
sacrifice their
takes some of the
lives.
razor glass, doesn't he? Takes some of the razor grass for
Yes.
Yeah,
to
he
be like a
does, yeah.
blade. So yeah.
Basically, everything that we've already seen and has been established so far, you got to go all the way back and get it. Oh, flipping hell. That was miles away. God. So
I
yeah,
would have almost expected him to fly there on that bird.
yeah. I'll make friends of you now. Basically, it's just like he's got a new Fortnite skin, essentially, with his lovely organic weapons. And he teams up with Bud for a love
Actually
for a,
reunites with Bud as well, right?
reunites with Bud. They high five. I don't know if that happens.
No, they
But
do.
good do in
There's a
this
bit
film.
where Bud rips the arm off one of the ants and then waves to him with it.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah.
How hard was your head shaking at that moment?
I mean, I think I've repressed the moment, but yeah, no, yeah, it's I guess yeah, it's just it's an Easter egg to Pennywise, you know. It's we'll
Yeah.
take it as that.
Yeah.
It's a horror Easter egg.
I feel like I could have, had we been at the same cinema, cat, I would have turned around and you'd have been shaking around like one of those ghosts from House on Haunted Hill in the late 90s. The
Yeah,
Judder
pretty
Man.
much. Yeah.
And you would
There
have
was
seen
also
me.
there was a lot of sighing as well. There was a lot of like and just laughter from my friend Naomi because, you know, I was having a terrible time.
And I was sat in the back row with my arms going like a wacky waving inflatable arm flailing tube man. Just having the best time of my
Yes.
life.
Ben was just standing up, screaming.
This is cinema,
Someone
bud.
tried to leave and you jumped in front of them. You're going nowhere.
You're going nowhere. Bud for president. For God's sake. Of what? I don't know. Who knows? Um, this was like a Metal Gear Solid mission, this bit, wasn't it? People walking around, walking
Yeah.
back and forth. Hey, what was that noise?
Who should
Um,
run through these and then get eliminated?
yeah, but Bud and bloody Deck are absolutely taking people
Hang on,
out.
you've missed the third character, Ben.
Legs.
Legs.
Yeah,
Bud.
yeah. Legs
Deck.
11.
Legs.
Legs 11. So essentially, he uses the legs to like do, like a homing
Yeah, the
beacon to
legs
walk.
basically walk towards Thea's body.
Yeah. Um, I like how at some point the legs just fall down, like as if the guards are just going to turn around and go, "Hang on a minute,
Oh, it's just legs. Don't worry about
it's
it.
just legs. That's all right. Hang on a minute. My cone of vision only goes above
Yeah.
above the waist, so I actually can't see what's going on down there. But it is legs. And when the legs do reunite with Thea, that's when they do a little
A big
choreographed fight scene,
karate.
bit of karate. If you play close attention, they're actually doing two different types of mixed martial arts. So really, it doesn't make sense. No, I'm being silly, of course. Um, this was kind of fine. Stamping on people's faces as well, you know?
Oh, crushing their heads like melons. What are they making those ants' faces out of? Because they're ever so
Yeah.
fragile.
Why are they so fragile in comparison to the
Cave
old
in like a
the old
pumpkin.
legs?
Cave in like a pumpkin on the 12th of November. Step out my house this morning.
It's
I
you.
didn't. No, I didn't. I put them responsibly in the bin, or
Yeah.
in the recycling, in the composting. I did leave them out for a few extra days to feed the local squirrels, but I didn't stomp on it like Elle Fanning.
You keep saying a thing and then backtracking on it so that anyone listening doesn't think you're a dickhead. Well, actually, I put them in the bin. What you actually did was you stood on two pumpkins and you were wearing them like massive shoes walking down the
Yeah,
street.
that's exactly what I was doing when I wasn't paying for my parking at Prince Charles's house. King Prince Charles, sorry.
Um, so yeah, this is kind of like the sneaking mission. This is like the tactical espionage action scene of the film, isn't it?
Yeah.
Um, and yeah, there are silly moments where like I don't know, Thea pretends to be decommissioned and
Yeah,
suddenly
because I'm dead
attacks.
actually. I think it's
I'm
like,
actually dead. Yeah. Um, they destroy the synthetics. Thea helps the Calisk escape,
did you like the
and
bit when one of the ants comes over to Thea and she does like the Han Solo bit? I'm asking Kat because I know our answer's going to be. Did you like the bit when she was pretending to go, well, you should follow my orders? Why is there a little cat monkey thing dressed in a poncho next to you?
oh yeah, what she did that thing where she changed her eye as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If only it was easy as that. I want a plushie of Bud in a poncho in my hands on Christmas morning. All right.
I mean, it's Disney. There's already Funkos. There's already a Deck and Bud Funko in existence. So, yeah.
Oh my God, Christmas! I haven't I haven't asked anyone for anything for Christmas yet. Deck and Bud Funkos are going straight on the list.
I'll get a text in a minute from the Patreon account. 21.99 has just gone from our account. Maybe Ben had some new stationery to get for the podcast. He
It's
got
for
some new
research. It's
flyers or
for
something.
research. Well, we need a Bud because it's going to keep me motivated for every episode.
Yeah. Ben's gonna have Bud everything. He's gonna have a little phone caddy, little Bud holding his thing.
It's going to be like that do it for Lisa thing from The Simpsons, but it's going to be
Yeah.
do it for Bud all over my
I mean,
wall
if people are
here.
building merch, what you're really going to want from a Bud is either, I would say, a sort of perfume atomizer, obviously, sort of little
Yeah,
spritz down,
little spit in the
marked,
face.
or
Nice.
or a mouthwash dispenser.
That's nice as well. Yeah,
Squirt it in there.
I reckon both in a little set.
You can get a. I tell you what, Ben, we can split the difference. You can get a Bud perfume atomizer and a Haley Steinfeld mouthwash dispenser.
I'd love both. I want like a little Bud sponge where you put him in the water and then he grows into a big callus.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is the kind
And
of
the Haley Steinfeld fig as well, I suppose.
this is the kind of merch that sod off doing popcorn buckets for everything, everyone. That's terrible. Practical items that'll be have a place in our home for years to come. Thank you.
Mm, absolutely. So the Kalisk is destroying the facility. Tessa appears in the mechanical power loader mech, and armed with Dex plasma caster, goes up against the Kalisk. She has gone a bit like obviously villain at this point, hasn't she? There's no like nuance to her character at all. She's just like
And she lied to Mother. Oh, Predator's
barking
dead, actually.
orders. Yeah, barking orders, lying to Mother, and then turning up in a massive power loader mech in order to kill. It
As
did
a
have a little
boss.
grabby, and a smaller grabby came out, like the alien mouth, didn't it? I think that was done on purpose.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it wouldn't have been an accident. Whoops. Um,
And it's like it feels like this is I don't understand why this is a practical loader for like, the movement of cargo. Why has he got a chainsaw arm?
well, you
Trees,
never know, do you?
Yeah.
You
Get all
never
that
know.
unobtainium they're after.
So the Kalisk like eats her, right? Eats Tessa, not Thea.
Yeah, eats Tessa out of the cockpit, right? After they sort of they team up, her and Deck.
Yeah,
'Cause
they
he's
team up.
he's done a bit where like he hides under a what's it called, a container, and then she lifts it up to look under, and he's under there, like when you lift a
Classic.
plant off and there's a spider down there to jump onto your face.
Nice. Um, and then has Thea got her legs back on yet? No. Did she ever get her legs back on?
Yeah,
No.
because she had it on to let otherwise the ant would have known that it wasn't. Where have your legs gone?
Where's your bloody legs gone?
Oh,
Oh, okay. I
they've
got
missed
you.
a trick here. They could have not had her get her legs back, and she could have been on Bud's shoulders in a poncho.
Oh my God,
What?
yeah.
Why are you wobbling about so much?
Your legs are tiny. You've got tiny little miniature baby legs. Are you all
Why
right?
is there a
Yeah,
face
yeah,
sticking out of your stomach? I'm a krang, actually.
and you got a tail.
Oh, the company's after one of them. Get in the box.
Get in the box. Oh my God. So
We think
Callus
Tessa has
eats.
been destroyed.
Yeah, and then we do get a moment where Bud and the Callus have a head-to-head little Eskimo kiss.
We're best mates now, and nothing will ever break this bond unless you are suddenly frozen and exploded.
Yeah, it seems like the unkillable Callus, you know, pretty easy to kill. Just need this one item.
They'll have to start referring to it as the mostly unkillable unless you have ice powers,
Unless
Callus.
you have ice powers, yeah. Because it would have been good if, like, you thought the Callus was dead and then all the little frozen bits started wobbling.
Oh, it's still
Whoa.
regenerated like the T-1000.
That'd be great, wouldn't it? So yeah. But what happened? So
Tessa's revenge is short-lived. She goes, "Sick of you. We were meant to be sisters." And he says, "Don't throw that emotional blackmail at me right now." Get shot in the back of the head.
oh yeah, yeah. And there we go. So the
Not
whole
the
point
end,
of the
though.
film, I guess, is Deck is supposed to be like, oh, I'm gonna kill the Callus and take it back as my trophy. but this has got to be in the small print somewhere. You can't come back and it can't be your mate. That's not allowed.
Unfortunately, the Yautja, for all of the culture they've developed over the years, have never seen the film Air Bud. So, if it's not explicitly written in the code, then you can get away with basically anything. And once upon a time, Thea told him a story about wolves, a creature who has, as a species, obsessively researched every type of predatory creature in the world, has a Tyrannosaurus skeleton
Mm.
in his gaff, and goes, "What's this wolf that
Oh,
you've
wolf, is it?
wolf? So you've
I'll
been
kill
going to
that
this
then.
planet for millions of years, potentially. Never encountered. Say that word to me one more time. Wolf. Oh, okay.
But
Hmm.
the wolf's got a predator as well. The predator of the wolf is Liam Neeson with mini bar bottles smashed on his knuckles
Is glass
after a
Hulk
plane
cans?
crash. That is the predator of the wolf.
Yeah. And the prey of the wolf is, of course, skiers stuck on a ski lift in the film Frozen, aka eaten in brackets by wolves.
I'll get a pencil jump off of this lift.
But the trick is to stay as straight as possible. That way, my body will absorb all the force. And if I just open my mouth, it'll come out of the top.
Oh my God.
I just should
You
you bend
see.
your knees when you land? Nah, never. That's bad for
Yeah,
you.
but you know who he is. It's
Oh,
Kevin Zegers. Kevin
Is it?
Zegers is in Frozen. Kevin Zegers is a little boy in Airbud.
oh my God.
It's all coming full circle.
It
As one
always
company
does.
owns everything,
It's
then
all connected.
all these things are connected.
Never. Oh my God. Oh, I love it when that happens. 2 degrees of separation. Is it two? No, six.
Less. Um,
Less degrees of separation. But yeah, basically at the end, Deck returns to Yautja Prime with an older Bud. Bud's slightly grown up, mid-level Bud. This is like the what's the middle Bulbasaur called?
Ivysaur.
Ivysaur.
This is
This is like the
Ivysaur, bud.
this is the Ivysaur Bud. And Thea, as well as Tessa's skull as a trophy. Excuse me, but that is not the agreement we had. You can't just go throw in random skulls at
You
me.
just say, hang on, toxic dad. You've never killed a Callisk, have you? That's what their skull looks like.
Yeah, that's true.
Prove me wrong.
Scared of a Calisco, who
Do
actually has
what?
got a tiny little robot skull.
You go and kill one, and if your skull you have looks different, fair enough.
Mm. I'll wait here actually while you go and do it. Um, so Deck demands a cloaking device as a reward from his father. Demanding. Kids are getting ever so demanding these days, aren't they? I demand a cloaking device. But when Dad refuses, Deck avenges Quay by disarming and restraining Njor in the same way did to Quay. Before
He
Bud
kills two lads that are just doing their job first.
kills those two lads who are just doing their job. Um, what are you doing? Well, it's actually one day before retirement for me. It's actually my last day. I'm
It's
just
the Danny Glover
looking after
of
the I'm looking after the main man today. Yeah, yeah. Me and my best mate of 50 years. We've been doing this, the two of us, for 50 years, and we're looking after the main man. So that is usually a cakewalk. All right, nothing bad's ever happened.
Yeah,
They're
he's
both
pretty
dead.
hard to look after himself.
I also feel like I hope that Deck had an agreement with Bud after later on. You bite his head off when he's down on the ground, unless Bud just does it. Hang on a minute,
What?
it's my dad.
I was pissed off with him. Fucking hell.
Jesus, Bud. Fuck. Me and you are gonna have to. I'm gonna wipe this spit off eventually. Um, but immediately thereafter, a large spaceship arrives. I had no idea where this was going.
Oh man.
I thought at this point in the film it was going to be Arnie.
I I thought this was a fun little bit, but I think I'm going to enjoy it even more knowing exactly how much Cat will have hated this film.
I don't like I mean I don't tend to like sequel baiting things anyway, but this
Yeah,
is yeah.
yeah.
I'd love it if there was another deleted scene where his mom turned up and she was just nice and was like, fucking hell, I've been wanting to divorce him, but unfortunately, divorce isn't a thing in the clans of the Yautja. So I'm glad you've bitten his head off. Actually, welcome home.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't particularly like this bit. I thought it was a bit unnecessary. I was
Yeah,
like,
it's his
oh.
mom in
'Cause
that
we see
spaceship
we
that's
see a bit
coming.
of Arnie in Killer of Killers, don't we? I'm not saying I wanted Arnie to turn up. That would have been insane.
Oh yeah, everyone's in a Raids of the Lost Ark warehouse in a spaceship,
Yeah,
aren't they?
everyone's
Amber
in
Mid
like a little
Thunder.
frozen. Yeah, so like in terms of, I would have been fine with this bit being a, I don't know. Oh, who knows what it could have been? It probably just wasn't needed. I thought he was going to go into wherever this place was and go, I'm the captain now. You know,
Yeah, because
something
we
like that.
see him sort of milling about behind them, don't we?
Yeah,
The other predators, they're going, fucking hell, what's going on
he's
with
called.
this?
Not only has he killed bloody our boss, he's killed Dave and Alan as well. They were all right, those two. Dave and Al, done in. You
Yeah.
going for a pint tonight?
Oh,
Well, I
you're in
was
for
going
it
to go with Dave
now.
and Al,
His
but
buddy, his buddy mom. This is like wait till your mom gets home.
wait till your mum gets home. Okay, so that was the end of that film. Um, I can see the glaring holes in it, but after discussing it with you two, I'm willing to ignore them. Okay, how are we going to wrap this up? Have you
I've
got
got
you
some
say
lovely. I've got some lovely Predator. I think cat
okay?
especially, maybe a little bit of a palate cleanser for you. And I've geared this into what I expect your like, the level of film trivia that someone like you has. I think you'll probably cakewalk these, but just some Predator franchise, little cheeky bits of trivia to see how you both do. No, I don't expect you from only a single cinema watching to have absorbed every tiny bit of lore from this one, so it goes back into the franchise a little.
Mm. Are we doing like a question each? Or are we both answering the same question?
I think same as when Ash came, you can just rudely shout out and we'll award the point to whoever goes first.
Okay.
Okay. So we'll begin with our first outing of the Predator. Kevin Peter Hall, of course, after a short stint from Jean-Claude Van Damme, was the man in the Predator suit. But he also plays another role in the film as where you see his lovely human face. What role is that?
Is he the helicopter pilot?
He is the helicopter pilot, you see. New cat would have this pinned down, Ben. You got to be on your A game.
Any questions about Bud? No?
Quickly get some Airbud trivia. How many sports has Airbud played? I'm going to look that up in a minute, but I'll stick with Predator 1. Though uncredited at the time of the film's release, which beloved voice actor of the era provided the Predator's voice?
Oh, was it? Oh God, what's Yoda man's name?
It's
Frank
not Frank
Oz.
Oz.
No.
No, not Frank Oz.
Oh.
I'll give you a clue. He has famously, this actor has played another alien visitor to our world, but this one a more positive fatherly one, who posits that freedom is the right of all sentient beings, not something that the Weyland-Yutani Company happen to share.
Well, he may have gone to E.T., but he wasn't fatherly, was he?
No, I'd say E.T. was brotherly.
He's brotherly. Mac and me? No. Um, I don't know. Any other voice? Is it any other voice actors?
Yeah,
Kevin Conroy, Mark Hamill.
any of those? Anything
No.
from you, Cat?
Howie Mandel is the only voice person I know from that era.
It is Peter Cullen, aka Optimus Prime.
Oh, okay.
Ah,
Oh, yeah. Very positive. Fatherly?
Uncredited at the
Yeah.
time, but yeah, it's on the letterbox,
Mm.
so it must be true. Um, let's move on to a double question about Predator 2. So, genre legend of horror, Calvin Lockhart, he appears as prey to the Predator in Predator 2 in the urban jungle. A bit of a mobster. What is his name? What is that mobster's name? Gets his head chopped off by the Predator.
Is it just a one word? Like
No, he has a two-word name, but I guess the first word is a title or a rank.
Mr. Cool.
It's not Mr. Cool,
Mr. Something?
not Mr.
Ah,
so like
Doctor.
King something.
There's King. Cat's got half a point.
King Crimson.
Um, what? No, that's too crude. I was going to say,
King Cool.
like, what do we see happening before he does? Before he gets himself a murder in,
Getting laid.
he does. So take that
King
energy. What
Fucker?
might his name be?
King.
What might his girlfriend, who looked to be having a wonderful time before the murders began, what might she have described him as? It probably was just his Christian name though.
Top Shagger.
His name is King Willie.
Uh,
Speaking
You'll
of
laugh at that.
King Willie though, Calvin Lockhart was also at the center of. He was the hunter rather than the hunted in this other classic Hammer film from 1974, which he starred in alongside Michael Gambon and the Cush himself. I didn't even know what that film was.
He was a hunter in it
He was a hunter rather than the hunted.
with Cushion and who else?
Gambon, I think.
Oh bloody hell! I don't know.
It might not have been Gambon, might have been the other Dumbledore, but Cushing, absolutely. He is
I'm not
in.
sure.
no,
Oh, I'm gonna
Hammer
have to
horror is not my era.
gonna recommend this one to you. It's ever so good. The Beast Must Die.
Oh,
It has a mystery element to it, and then towards the end there is a werewolf minute where the audience is given a minute going round the dinner table, looking at every character, looking
oh,
suspiciously, where the audience is invited before the film reveals it to guess who the werewolf is.
hmm,
Yeah.
that's cool.
That's a good time, and Calvin wears some fetching
This is
leather
bloody hard.
trousers
This quiz.
in that film. Well, get ready for an even harder one, everybody. So, the next question, I'm not going to tell you which film it concerns. While the way franchise is going means it might change, very, very few characters have faced the Predator in more than one film. But there is one actor who has faced the Predator in two movies as different characters. Do you know who that is and which films they are?
I was about to say Bill Paxton. It's not correct, though, is it? Because he's faced an alien and a predator in two
Yeah, an
different
alien
films,
the
two
Predator, but not
different
the Predator
characters.
twice.
I think that was the piece of trivia that was lodged in my head then. Someone's faced a predator more than once as two different characters.
Two different characters, the same actor.
Is Lance Hendrickson any voice in Killer of Killers?
Oh, I'll have to double check and have a steward's
That's a good
inquiry,
shout.
but that's not the one I found. I'll tell
Is
you who it is, unless you've got one, Ben.
does Carl Weathers turn up
Not
in
Carl
something?
Weathers. So, a gentleman by the name of Louis Ozawa plays both the Yakuza guy in Predators,
Ah,
and he voices one of the samurai brothers in Killer of Killers.
I mean, that's a lovely bit of trivia, but if I would have got that,
You'd
then
have won. That
I'd
that
have
one
won.
was worth 10 points. So you would have
That
that would have
was worth
been
100 points.
instant Berkeley rules win. I've got two for you based on your favorite entries, both of you, of the franchise. Of course, The Predator. Um,
Mm.
in The Predator, it's revealed that in an act of unusual levels of species-wide cooperation, that the predators, the Yautja, are going to do an invasion of Earth. How are they going to? What's their big plan for the planet?
Oh God. I remember there being like a robot predator, but is that like what the humans are developing?
That's what the good one gives them at the end, isn't it? Have this robot suit.
Yeah, have a bloody robot.
What's their
How are they?
I mean,
plan? Take over
I
the
have
Earth.
I've struck the film from my memory, and I was pregnant at the time, so baby brain. I can't possibly
Well,
retain
Is it
anything.
like
they're-
taking out a certain group? Sorry, Cat.
I was going to say, was it something to do with Thomas Jane? Was he just going to get was it Tourette's?
it wasn't Tourette's, but do
Oh
keep
God,
Thomas
yeah.
Jane in your mind.
Taking out sharks.
Wasn't taking out sharks. What the predators were going to do, which is way off base for their standard MO, is a load of climate change.
Oh.
They wanted to do a load of climate change so they can make everything all hot and sweaty like Predator Land.
Oh, we've done a load of climate change, but apparently about 80% of planet Earth just don't even believe in it. So we we win.
Tell you what, maybe that turns out they're the Weyland-Yutani board, and they're just going for it. Okay, and your final question for tonight, of course, Tom Jane, the man himself, Baxley in The Predator, he gets to revisit the line telling people to get to the choppers, but hilariously, of course, it's bicycles on this occasion. Um, in another one of Thomas Jane's outings, he delivers an all-time action line in which he advises a passerby that God's going to sit this one out before getting into an action scene. And what Thomas Jane film is that?
Punisher?
That is The
Punisher.
Punisher.
Is it the Punisher?
The Punisher is his finest work. Yes, it is The Punisher.
And John Travolta's finest work. And Kevin Nash's finest work.
Oh, I tell you what,
There we go.
I love that. I love the early 2000s Punisher.
Oh, hell yeah. Banging.
And there we go. There is your roughly Predator adjacent trivia.
Okay. Well, that was good. That was fun. That was difficult.
Now
I
it's
guess
time to rate the movie with all that. With that, that has been like a little palate cleanser to give you just some time to settle and to help you reflect on Predator's past to know where you're going to put this in your ranking. Can we set a challenge, Ben, as well as a rating? We'll see. We'll comment on where it sits for us in the franchise
I think I might
ranks.
have a franchise ranking on the old letterbox actually. So let's
He's
have a
ready.
little look. But yeah, rate the film, rate good or rate bad. Pluses and minuses allowed. A to F. How would you like to rate Predator Badlands? Cat.
I think it's for me personally it is bad. So and it's not the worst in the franchise. So I would probably say it's like a D minus.
D minus. Do you still get degrees? That's okay. And where would it rank for you, Kat? Like,
It is very towards the bottom. So if we're including the Alien versus Predators, you've got like AVP one and the Predator right at the bottom. And then it's sitting above there. And then you've got like Killer of Killers is kind of and AVP Requiem are a little bit above that. And then I think I would then go like sort of the chronological order upward. So Prey, Predators, Predator 2, and Predator, because you can't beat that. I once saw that at the Prince Charles Cinema at the start of an Arnie marathon, and I did not realize that that film was so funny and quite so homoerotic as when watching it at 9 p.m. on a Saturday evening with a lot of drunk people.
The best end credits ever as well in the Predator Predator
Yes.
Infinite.
perfect.
Oh God, I'm just looking right. So based on how many stars I've given it, and it's making it complex now. Based on how many stars I'm giving it, it has to be like third or fourth in my ranking. Now you might say, "Oh, there's 9 films. That's ridiculous." Predator 2 and Predators. I'm kind of like they're like middle ground for me. Now I did have a lot of fun with this film, even though I know it probably breaks a lot of the rules of what the franchise should be. So I feel like I like it for it rather than I like it as a Predator film, if that makes
Okay,
sense.
that's fair.
That is me adding a prefix to what I'm about to say,
I did pay for my parking actually. That's fine.
which is I would easily give this a B plus, and I'd wait to see how I feel about it in a while to see if I could even nudge that up further. I can only apologize to our esteemed guest at this point, but
I think if you'd given Predator an A, Cat would have put you through a table next time we saw him.
It's the great, it's a great thing about films, everyone connects to them differently. I mean, there is some trash that I love, and I realize that, I'm in the minority with loving that trash, but it's
yeah.
my trash. This time I'm still in the minority, I think I'm collecting a group on my letterbox review, and I think I've got like 27 allies at the moment that liked my review. So
Oh
like I know
yes,
there's a few of us out there. There's a few
that's
of us
good.
out there. So I'm happy with my little
My
group.
reviews never get liked, so you've got absolutely nothing to worry about in terms of me creating a team of allies
Yeah,
to
Ben's
come up
coming for
against
you
you.
with the Weyland-Yutani crowd.
I'm gonna have to put it. I'm looking at the list. I'm gonna have to put it third out of my list.
Third.
Yeah, and after that, Prey, and then original Predator. Because I think Predator 2 and Predators are probably the only other two that I would consider like genuinely pretty good. And I've given them 3 stars out of 5. So I don't know. Always good. Always a good time for a rewatch, isn't there?
Yeah, this is an old franchise for us as a podcast as well because we've done The Predator, we've done the
Prey.
AVP films as a single
Yeah.
one, we've done Prey, we've
We've never done the
talked about
original.
Killer of Killers, but we haven't done what so far. Maybe I'm going to surprise you. Spoilers, I'm not going to. The best films of the series. We haven't done Predator or
Mm.
Predator 2.
So, Andy, what are you giving this one? A minus or A
I'm
plus?
I'm I'm gonna sit, I think, somewhere between you, and I am conflicted by this because for what it means from a corporate sense, and I think where the franchise will go as a direction, and genuinely, we had this conversation when we did Megan 2. I don't know, Ben, that based on what we've seen this one, even though we can be loose with loose with our interpretation of it. For example, Congo is a horror film. Knowing what this has been like, I'm not sure next time one of these rolls around that we can really think of it as
Yeah, I
in
know.
line to discuss in
Yeah.
a horror movie podcast. So there's that I'm conflicted by, but was I entertained for an hour and a half and did I like those things? Like I say, I would have, I'd be more interested in Avatar if it had a few more teeth. I do like things like Guardians of the Galaxy, and I'm a big sucker for like a ragtag group of misfits, which is what this has created. And so I was greatly entertained, but I do agree with what Kat says that this isn't really a Predator film.
Mm.
Like, and
No.
I do find it's understanding the character, following that character with them being the lead rather than at best an environmental force, if not the villain of the film. It's a kind of an entirely different animal. So I'm probably going to go for a horror movie discussion a C plus because entertaining, good, but I think from an artistic thing and for the horror community, maybe it's a bad thing that it's going to because it's stepping away from the subgenre in particular. But perfectly entertaining, and what I will applaud is in the world we live in now, maybe this is a way that new fans will come to the older films because they've seen this one, which is accessible for younger people, and parents who are more responsible than ours were back in the day will let their kids see this, even though they would not want them to watch the original movies. So maybe that's a good thing as well. So I'm
Mm.
gonna net out and kind of sit on the fence with you know, a C plus, which is kind of dead on the fence, but looking at the nice side of the field rather than the bins the other way. I hope that's acceptable to you.
Yeah.
You all ranking
Sounds good.
wise,
I think that's fair.
ranking wise, maybe it's below the top tier. I'm gonna put, as far as my memory goes, I'm going to put it below Predators, but above the AVP films and The Predator. Probably in the same zone, in this sort of grey mid zone as Killer of Killers, which, similar to this, I enjoyed, but I'm conflicted with whether I want my Predator movies to become MCU movies, which they are.
Mm. Cool. There we go. Well, that was fun. Thanks for joining us, Kat. It's been a pleasure. Thank you so much. Where can our listeners find more from you online?
So I am Cat Hughes at bsky.social on Blue Sky and at Gizmo Shikari on Instagram and Letterboxd. For anybody that wants to, that is my team and wants to, join the crew. It'd be great to get to 30. Um, but there's links to all of my stuff. And then in terms of sort of outside of that, I've got a video essay in Second Sight's forthcoming release of Maxine and a written essay in our videos release of Husera, the Bone Woman, which is out in January. So yes, lots of bits and pieces going on there.
Amazing. Amazing. Good work. We'll put the links to the show notes to your socials and everything else, of course. Thanks everybody for listening. If you enjoyed the show, become a patron over at patreon.com/horror hangout. Thanks to Taj Easton for our theme music. Thanks to Acast and Rusty Quill for hosting the show. Please consider giving us a rating or a review. We're on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, and Threads, or horrorhangout.co.uk for everything in one place. Next week, we're talking all about Keeper with special guest, hardest working man in indie horror, Johnny Vivash.
Oh, looking forward to it. And in the meantime, everybody, um, corporations are the real monsters. If you love someone, spit in the mouth. See you later, everybody.
Nothing to add. Bye bye.
Bye.